chatting on ChatGPT, and I just did a prompt because I was kind of tired. I needed something to give me a break. And I told ChatGPT, okay, roast me based on my previous prompt. Roast, you know when I say roast me means that make a joke of it based on my previous prompt. And it was so interesting that when ChatGPT did some roasting for me, the way he lashed me was more like, Susan, you are so obsessed with the fintech space, like you are the next god of fintech that will fix the fintech world. It was so fun and interesting that I was seated by myself among my colleagues and I was laughing. They didn't know why I was laughing, but I was chatting with AI, and I was having a fun time. And I just started chatting, and he was giving me some feedback about myself, and it was mind-blowing. Just to let you know that we are in a world where, beyond just the human touch, I can have conversation with, on social media, I can have conversations with ChatGPT, and we can laugh and crack jokes together without needing human intervention. So that's how far technology has made our life easy. That's how far technology has made the world a better place for us. So we're hoping that this morning, while you're seated there, that you'll be curious about how do I unlock growth opportunities, leveraging on using technology, one transaction at a time. How do I better my processes, leveraging on the technology that we will be showcasing to you today, one transaction at a time. And also, what are the trends within this fintech space that you need to watch out for? The beauty sometimes about microfinance bank is you're closer to your customers. You know what your customer needs. Nobody needs to tell you, right? And it's the fact that you can begin to give them personalized services. Why? Because you have the right tool, you have the right technology for them to work with. So this is me saying, welcome to TechConnect 4.0. I hope you're excited as I am, and I'm hoping that by the time we start having all this insightful conversation, you'll be able to take one or two insightful learnings out of it, and you'll be able to make good connections and network. So when I come for an event like this, something I love to do, I like to sit down beside someone I don't know, and the reason why I do that is the person I know is already my connect, right? But I've had opportunities to make beautiful relationship and connections of network event like this. Or what do? I do is I try to introduce myself to the next person. And once I do that, and one of the things I found out within the fintech space is such that our problems are common. So when you think that it's only your MFV that is facing the problem, trust me, by the time you talk to the person beside you, you literally have the same challenges. So what does that do for you? It simply means that of this event, you can network among yourself, you can take contact and connect, so that when you begin to have some challenges, you can ring that person and say, hello, we met in the last TechConnect 4.0. I'm having this challenge. Are you facing the same thing? How do we collaborate together to solve the problem? That's what events like this do for us. So I'll just quickly say we do this, like we typically do in the church. If you have a neighbor beside you, look at your neighbor, say, you're welcome, neighbor. Say, my neighbor, you're welcome. Beyond just telling my neighbor you're welcome, for those of you that are shy, let me help you. So introduce yourself to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor what you do. Also tell your neighbor what's the one thing you like about your job. And just in case your neighbor is your oga and you don't like something about your job, look for another neighbor. It's very important. I am waiting for you. You will tell me who your neighbor is. You will tell me what your neighbor does. It's very important. Say, my neighbor, look at me right now. You are just sitting down to the next CBN governor. So talk to your neighbor. It's very important. I'm seeing some people are not networking. No, this is a networking event. I am helping you right now. Network is very important. And if you have your card, you can share it amongst yourself. It's very important. I think that's the essence of this meeting, right? Beyond just talking products. I like this table. This table, I can see cards passing behind. And that card passing behind is looking like it's not just normal networking. You may just need to some interesting other network. So please, let's do the networking. And this table is looking very, you are not networking in this table. Madam, okay, they are networking on the food. It's very important. That table, do you know the man beside you? That's like the next CBN governor. Please take his address. It's very important that you do that networking. And if you have your cards, as I said, please share it amongst yourself. So thank you once again. So we'll be going straight to the event right now. We'll be calling on our first speaker. He's not really a speaker, he's the host of these events. He's somebody that you know. You talk to him all the time, right? He's your brother, you already know him. is the one that is currently helping us put together this event. And it needs not need so much introduction. So we'll welcome onto the mic for the keynote address. Okay, I'm waiting for the noise. I know we are networking. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can still see some networking going on. Can we pause the network a bit? Thank you so much. We appreciate. So, in this no introduction, I'll welcome for the keynote address, Emmanuel Wokocha is the head of sales, South Interswitch. Emmanuel, please to the stage. Thank you. Please, you deserve some rounds of applause, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. He's the guy with the swag in Interswitch. When I see him, I know that everything in the South is sorted. You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Ndi Enugu ekene m unu. Ndi Abia ndewo unu. Ndi Imo anale. Unu bada m uyo magi. I want to greet everybody from Ebonyi State, Abia State, Imo State, Enugu State. In our own language, we will say Nkabu Nkanyi. I'm excited to be here again today to have this TechConnect event 4.0. Interswitch is an amazing company to belong to, and they've helped us so far to expand financial technology across the Southeast. This is happening here today as the first edition for this financial year, for this year 2024. I'd like you to put our hands together for yourself, for being here today, just for yourself. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for yourself. Yourself. Is that how much you love yourself? All right. Can we also appreciate Interswitch for this event? Can we put our hands together for Interswitch? Thank you very much. My job here is very simple, and I'm going to do it in just a short while. I'm here to present a keynote address on this event today. My name is Emmanuel Wokocha. I work for Interswitch as the regional head, South Region. I'm speaking on the digital transformation of microfinance banking in Nigeria, challenges and opportunities. Digital financial services are spreading greater financial inclusion in sub-Saharan Africa, with 338 million accounts in 2017 and a significant boost of penetration into the localities from 12% to 21% between 2024 and 2017. This report is according to African Financial Inclusion Policy Initiative. Of course, you know that by today, that number must have tripled. Over the past decades of market development, digital financial services has diversified from basic money transfer and bills payment to credit, cross-border remittances, savings, insurance, merchant payments, bulk disbursements, and other value-added services. We have also moved from the traditional banking services to pay-as-you-go, energy, crowdfunding, savings, and value chain digitization. Digital credit has also offered growth rapidly in the digital financial service industry. In Africa, such as Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, and other parts of West and North Africa, including Nigeria, of course, as the base for this expansion, digitization of services is no longer an option, but a race for microfinance institutions must run to stay relevant in rapidly evolving financial markets. Microfinance providers are taking progressive steps to embrace digital financial services, often starting with digitization of existing products, services, and operations, either by using mobile devices, partnering with digital financial service provider like Interswitch, or developing proprietary agency network. This triggers benefits for both the microfinance banks and other users of the digital services. Digital financial services comes with certain challenges and risks and can sometimes represent a threat if not leveraged appropriately. So we need to watch out for these opportunities that digital service provision offers. Number one, digitization of your financial services is an opportunity for microfinance banks to, microfinance bank providers to leverage on their license, customer base, and outreach to rural areas and low-income clients to deepen customer engagement and product usage, and in turn promote increased financial inclusion. Digital services makes it easier for microfinance providers to collect data. And data analytics play a crucial role in determining market profile for financially including their customers. Of course, data is the current gold in the globe today. All right, digital financial services provides convenience and proximity. It also guarantees lower risk and safer funds. Of course, you know that it helps to, the life of those who are living in the poor, rural areas, who wants to access banking services, who have to travel a long distance. Digital services, stops that, effectively. They no longer need to travel long distances with large amount of cash in their pocket, thereby reducing risk. Other benefits include faster transactions for financial services. Just a flip of, your finger, money is out of your account to the beneficiary. It also guarantees digital, history that helps people access credit, when they need some support from the financial institutions. So they build data when they are using digital financial services. It also increases operations efficiency, all right, which also leads to increased profitability. Although digitization delivers benefits for both clients and providers, it also comes with challenges and risk. So we need to watch out for these challenges and risk that digital financial services, presents. Microfinance bank providers must have the necessary operational, technical, and financial capacity to move forward with digital financial services. Number one amongst them is lack of affordable, adequate technology platform providers. Of course, fintech companies are springing up in Nigeria, but we still don't have enough to support the need for digital service provision. Number two, uncompetitive technology market with artificially inflated cost of local hardware. All right? Everything is imported. Of course, it's a challenge. Poor infrastructure. We still have epileptic power supply, electricity, and connectivity. Today, you want to make call, you can't make call effectively. You want to make transfers, it's failing here and there. We still have that challenge. Low digital and financial literacy, which requires consumer education to build, the trust that people need to do these services. We still have regulatory restrictions, lack of clarity on the use of cloud services. We still have some of those issues here, okay? We also have lack of leadership buy-in, which is part of why Interswitch is having this event today, so that we can, expand the mind of the leaders to have a buy-in into digital service provision. Okay, we also have the challenge of change management within the organization, having to bring in everybody in the system to accept digitization. We also have the operational agility, that is re-engineering process to permit full digitization of these microfinance banks. The elephant in the room in this matter is budget deficit. Many times, the microfinance bank do not have the financial muscle to shoulder this digitization. However, unlocking growth opportunities through technology and innovation is the passion of Interswitch. At Interswitch, we create solutions that enable individuals and communities prosper across Africa. We see an Africa where digital payments are seamless part of everyday life. Interswitch is leading the digital payment, is a digital payment organization focused on Africa. Since building the payment processing and transaction switching infrastructure in 2002, the company has expanded to become the market leader in Nigeria with footprints in Africa and beyond. Interswitch bespoke solutions have helped businesses across Africa improve operational efficiency, reduce costs, and increase revenue and profitability. The benefits are enormous of the presence of Interswitch in Nigeria. I'll mention a few of them. Multi-channel collection platforms, which includes ATM, POS, mobile application services, web collections, bills payments, enablers, core banking application, agency collection, USSD, and more. We also have support for multiple payment channels and API integrations. Also, we have payment analysis and reporting system. We also have alignment with tax management, audit trail, business intelligence, transaction reporting, accountability, introduction to innovation solutions that enhances efficiency within organizations. All right. All these solutions are tried and tested for over 20 years, used by corporate organizations in various sectors: banks, health sector, oil and gas, telecommunication, FMCGs, insurance, mobile money operators, aviation, government, and all the ecosystem operators. Today, TechConnect 4.0 is the 4th edition of our strategic initiative to connect and bring together players in the fintech space across Nigeria to a common platform for interaction. This year's event has been captioned "Unlocking Growth Opportunities Through Technology and Innovation." Nigeria's tech ecosystem is booming. Of course, you know that. You can see that with innovations in payment processing, fintechs, and digital services leading the change. Interswitch TechConnect 4.0 provides this unique opportunity to share, discuss, implement these innovations across various sectors. This event will focus on practical solutions to every business challenges, insights into emerging trends, show you how technology drives efficiency, customer satisfaction, and profitability. Therefore, I urge everyone today in this room to sit tight and get ready for a journey of overflowing realm of financial technology emancipation. Let us join hands together to build Africa where digital payment is a seamless part of everyday life. God bless Africa, God bless Nigeria, God bless Interswitch, and God bless you. Thank you very much, and let's have a swell time.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. God bless Nigeria, God bless Africa. So immediately we'll be going into the next agenda, where we'll be having an industry focus topic. And one of the things we've done differently this time is, beyond just telling you technology that you should use and the products and services that we have, we also felt it's also very important from a digital marketing perspective, how the microfinance bank and fintech can leverage on digital marketing to grow and scale their businesses. So without further ado, I would call the next keynote, the next speaker that will be talking about deploying digital marketing for growth hacking. Is none other than our divisional head for digital marketing, Fabio Abiola. Please come over. Thank you. A round of applause for Fabio Abiola. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. Excited to be here today. Good morning. Don't worry, my slides are not boring. My name is Fabio Abiola. I currently lead digital marketing at Interswitch. Prior to that, I have about 5 industry verticals experience: FMCG, sport betting, e-commerce, and what have you. So when I was told that I have 15 minutes to convince leaders that digital marketing is very important for their business, I said, how am I going to lock down 10 years plus experience in 15 minutes? It's pretty much hard. But then I asked myself, what exactly do you want from digital marketing, right? I know there's a lot of confusion from what I get, like, oh, it's so complicated, oh, it's so hard, oh, I need a lot of money, oh, I need this, I need that. So what I've done is, in 4 slides, tell you how you can transform your business growth with digital marketing. Without all the stories you've heard, without the complicated words, without the complicated acronyms, I've told myself, if I'm going to leave this stage, I want to leave it by convincing you and helping you grow your business without no complication. But first, let's start. What are the stats? I dug into the stats and I looked at one key thing for every business, be it fintech, whatever business it is. The key thing is customer acquisition. You want to get new customers. You want to get more customers every day, everywhere, every time. So I looked at it in 2003 and looked at the fintech companies and said, okay, from a research from Africa Fintech Summit, right? What are the channels in terms of percentage that they use to acquire customers? Field sales, about 4.8%. There's referrals, there's programmatic advertising, there's content marketing, there's partnership, there's events, there's paid advertising. I'm sure that whatever business that we hold, each of these verticals is one of the ways that we use to get customers. Now, what are the key insights here? Paid advertising, which is digital marketing, contributed to about 3.3% in terms of customer acquisition. Be it B2B customers, be it B2C customers in terms of lead generation. Second is programmatic advertising. What is programmatic? Programmatic simply means that it's an advertising tailored in terms of personalization to the user or the kind of user that or customer that you want to get. Programmatic means if I want to get customers on the street, I'm going to program it to make sure that those are the kind of customers that is coming to me. Again, the key insight I want you to get from here is not a competition between channels. It's not saying this channel is better than this channel or that channel is better than that channel. It is just helping you to optimize your growth, to say, okay, I have XYZ amount to acquire users. How is the best way that I can acquire? How can I look at the big players and also play where they are playing? That's what digital. You click on and you find out that this thing starts to follow you everywhere. It's done a lot in the e-commerce space where you try to shop for a shoe and you find out that after you leave that shopping cart, a shoe is following you everywhere. Because we found out that that user or that customer is considering buying a shoe. Now we need to be in a space all through his consideration journey, so that when he decides to buy the shoe, it's my business he's buying from. And then the final stage, he has come, he has checked the cart, we're following him everywhere, he's ready to make his decision. Now, if you take the journey, you would see that I've been with Fabio all through. Now, Fabio is ready to make his decision. What happens? The ads that I run to him is paid advertising ads. Now, what happened? What do I mean by paid advertising ads? First, he has clicked, he has seen my product, is ready to make the decision, and I'm showing him the solution why he should make the decision to join my business. So, this is a simple way where you just evaluate yourself today to say, okay, where am I and where do I want to focus? You cannot focus on all, you can focus on all, it all depends on you. Now, you can multi-focus. Means the guys that have heard about us, I'm going to run things for them on second stage. The guys that have not heard, I'm going to run things for them on the last stage. That's my slide.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I don't know if we have time for questions.
Go ahead.
I'll take like 2 to 3 questions if there are any, but I'm still very much available to take any of your questions after this presentation.
Yeah, do you have any question for Mr. Fabio? Okay, so let me bring it home, right? Fabio has tried to give a lot of statistics. I know sometimes because we are microfinance banks or some of the fintechs here, we probably assume that, oh, I have just tier 1 license, so my tier 1 license says that I should just stay in Enugu, 1 head office and 1 branch. But that's physical, right? But you know that in the internet today, there is no Enugu, there is no Port Harcourt, there is no Owerri. So it simply means that with your tier 1 licenses, if you can leverage on some of the things he's talking about here on digital marketing, you think the money is very expensive. Trust me, it's not. A Google ad, maybe it can help you. A very small Google ad to reach targeted audience can even do an ad that can say, you know what, targets people just within Enugu region. Am I right?
Yes, very correct.
Targeted ads that can say, you know what, I don't want to go beyond Enugu. I'm not very ambitious. I just want to stay in Enugu. You can do actually an ad online that can actually target audience within Enugu. If you now want to say that the people I'm looking for is from age 18 to 50 something years old, target them, and the money you pay, trust me, is it up to 100,000 naira?
No, it's not.
It's not. So let me help you break it down. So sometimes when you hear this buzzword, digital marketing, you think that it's about, especially for the CEOs here, you think that maybe it's our marketing team or business team coming to want you to spend money, but you'll be very shocked at the conversion you make. So imagine you make you use 100,000 for an ad, and you can reach over 2 million people. How much work do you think your salespeople need to do to reach 2 million people by just a click of an hat. You literally probably have to employ over 100 salespeople, and you give them a target to say on an average, in each day, you must give me at least 100 people per person. That's what it will take you to be able to reach 2 million people at the click of a button. And how much will you pay those salespeople? So begin to do the maths in your head. Then begin to think that when you leverage technology to be able to drive customer acquisition, is a lot cheaper than the effort you take to get people on ground to begin to do one-on-one reach to your customer menu task. So digital marketing is like saying, with 100,000, can I reach 2 million people at a time? With a targeted advertisement, even if just to say download my mobile app, I will give you, we are very good on credit, right? I would give you a credit line if you do 12,000 transactions with me, right? Those are the ways you can grow your portfolio and also grow your customers. So that's what I tried to make us understand today, to say one of the ways we as Interswitch is saying that with just digital marketing, you can grow your customers. And when you grow your customers, your revenue will grow, more customers would come, and before you know, at the end of the day, it's DDA, right? The bottom line that you're looking for, which is more capital, would grow. So that's one of the things he has said today. So in case if you have any question, Fabio will be at the back. Please reach out to him. You can ask him more personalized question. You can even ask him how can he help you on the journey to set up that quick click, targeted regions. He's here. We brought him for you, just particularly for you guys today, so that we would, again, because when you grow, we grow. Because we are here we are here because you are, right? So because we know when you grow, we would also grow invariably. So Fabio will be at the back. He'll be here to help you dimension and dissect, just in case you probably need us to handhold you. I'm sure I volunteer him today, maybe even tomorrow, Seth, to help you ensure that you can actually grow your business through what's called digital marketing. Please, a round of applause for Fabio. He's done a very good job. Thank you, Fabio, for coming. Really appreciate your time. So the next on the agenda today, proud to now, whenever we have to talk about product, talk about thought leadership. We also felt that this time, right, beyond just coming to talk to you about innovations, right, there's this popular saying that says that the regulators and government are the referees that ensures that fintech do not innovate themselves into trouble. As good as innovation is, we know that there's a very thin line between when you innovate something and you do not put the right compliance framework, or you do not put the right risk management portfolio, risk management criteria into your innovation, you are bound to lose money. So what we do, what regulators help us do is to ensure that we work within boundaries. Our compliance are the superheroes that help save our ecosystem one KYC at a time. So today we brought representatives from the government to come speak with us on how the role of governments within the fintech ecosystem, right, and how they can help you from an SME perspective, from a microfinance perspective, the thing they are doing to help you grow and scale your businesses. So I think for this one, I will be calling on the moderator for this particular fireside chat. So it's just going to be a chat. It's not like a panel session. I'm hoping you ask good questions, because not every time you get a government representative or an essay to the governor to be here for you to speak with them, right? So I hope you would listen attentively. You have some notes in front of you. Take down the notes and ask questions. All questions are welcome, because in forums like this, you tend to understand the strategic trust of the government and how it will affect your various businesses. So I'll call on Suliat Aliyu to take the fireside chat. She's the principal manager for Interswitch Limited. Please, a round of applause for Suliat Aliyu as she introduces our panel member. Please clap now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome, Suliat. Yes, you can. Thanks.
Is this fine now? Oh, apologies for that.
So yes, we're going to be discussing the impact of both the government and the fintech, the role that they both play in fostering the digital economy. So to kickstart this discussion, I'm going to be inviting our highly esteemed guests who are both thought leaders in their sector to help us share their insightful opinion and perspective on this topic. So I'll be calling up on stage the special advisor to the governor on digital economy and SME of Enugu State, Arinze Chilo Ofia. Please help us give him a round of applause as he's approaching the stage. Thank you. You're welcome. So for our second guest, we're going to be calling the head of Interswitch Lending Service, Innocent Itobori. Welcome, Innocent. All right, welcome to this very exciting segment. So I'm sure we would all agree with me that both the public and the private sector, they both play a very pivotal role in shaping the future of the digital economy. So along with our panel members here, Arinze and Innocent, we're going to be discussing key topics like the regulatory frameworks that is nurturing innovation. We are also going to be touching up on topics like what kind of partnerships are we seeing between the public and the private sector, and also Innocent to be sharing with us, what the fintech is doing to extend financial services to all communities with actual real solutions. So I'm going to be diving into a couple of questions and allow our speakers to share their perspective on what they think on this question. Please give us a second. We're trying to sort out the mic. So you guys good now? Okay. All right. So diving into the first question, this is for Mr. Arinze. So we want to hear from you. What are the key initiatives taken by the government to support the digital economy in recent times?
All right, thank you very much for the question. It's a pleasure being here. So you know that question cuts across board, even outside of my the, the agency that I support, Enugu SME Center. But from so you said, how does this, what initiatives?
Government supporting
digital economy.
Digital
Okay.
economy,
Yes. So thank you very much. So from I'm just going to approach it from the pillars that support digital economy. When it comes to connectivity and internet connection, we're having some conversations with some key players in terms of ensuring that there's fiber optic connectivity across the state. We're having conversations with a company called Wyok, and we're hopeful that in the coming weeks we should have tied up that MOU, and the idea is, to ensure connectivity, fiber optic connectivity across all 17 local governments, 17 local governments in the states, with a focus around the metropolis, and this will be further supported with a data center. This will be able to drive businesses here to Enugu. That's the expectation. When it comes to digital skills support, my agency has been in the forefront of that for the last 4 years. We've trained over 7,000 youths when it comes to digital skills. For example, we have cybersecurity training programs. We have programs on software development for the youth with Old School Africa. We have programs with UTIVA on product design, and also an indigenous company here called Genesis. So we've trained a number of them using an innovative fintech finance solution called Human Capital Development Loans. These are zero interest loans that are all used by digital platforms that we partner with. And these support these individuals to be able to get this training with a very subsidized payback over a number of months after the training. We also support them with job access upon completion. From a policy standpoint, which is a key pillar as well, we're in the final stages of passing the Enugu Startup Bill. Just adopting or localizing the Nigerian Startup Bill that was passed about 2 years ago. So the idea is we interact with stakeholders, get their feedback, and ensure that once that bill is put in place, that it's very encompassing and comprehensive. Also, we have some key infrastructure here in the state that we're about to revitalize. There's the Digital Industrial Park here at Newmarket. There was some regulatory issues with EEDC. That's why they stopped.
Yeah.
But we've had significant conversations with NTC. This was culminated in July of this year when we met with the EVC, the governor, myself, and a few other team members met with the EVC, and we've agreed on a collaborative partnership on the Digital Industrial Park. We believe by second quarter next year, that will be ready. So it's going to act as an innovation park for co-creation for startups. Okay, there's also I'm going too much.
It's okay, you can go ahead. I'm sure people are excited to hear all these initiatives.
Okay, then also, there was the Digital Bridge Institute that's at Nikkei.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be commissioned in 2014, but the politics overtook that. I'm pleased to state that, the NCC is quite keen on partnering with us because the state government wants to invest in the place to get it to commission. And we're about finalizing on that as well. And lastly, there's the Emergency Command and Control Center around Independence, around Mpokiti, that is going to complement our own Emergency Command and Control Center that is supporting with security infrastructure.
Amazing.
Okay, it feels like I'm taking too much.
No, it's okay. Thank you very much. And, I'm sure everybody agrees, and we've also heard that the state government is very ahead in supporting the growth of digital economy, helping small businesses and SMEs with all these tools and the infrastructure that they need to drive financial inclusion and nurture their business. So thank you very much for sharing that. I'm sure we've all taken key points out of what you have shared. So my next question is going to be for Innocent. We also want to hear from you from the fintech perspective as a leader in this space. Can you share with us, how is the fintech contributing to the growth of the digital economy?
Thank you, and thank you so much for joining us. I was really impressed with the lot of activities he just shared with us, which pretty much shows that the effort that the fintech is putting in to drive digital economy seems to be producing results. So I would answer your question, but first I would like to take our mind back to the beginning. There is always the beginning. I mean, the great achievement we've seen today in the digital space actually started from somewhere. And we will not speak to it holistically if we don't recognize what has happened in the past. Remember those days when having a bank account was a big deal. It was for the rich and the affluent. Remember those days when they say Africa was a dark place when it comes to technology. Over 22 years ago, an idea was bettered. And that idea brought about the Interswitch. And I think on this note, I would like us to give a round of applause to the Group Managing Director of Interswitch for taking up that bold step and also creating a rail for us to be part of it. And I also like to say a big thank you to my Managing Director and mentor and boss, Hakim Lawal. Now, looking at the digital space, we have seen a lot of revolution that has happened over time. From the payments to the financial inclusion space. On the payment space today, we all sit in the comfort of our home. We know of mobile money banking. We know of instant transfer today. We hear of the e-commerce space being integrated into the payment system. All these are products of fintech in driving digital economy. Today, a lot of us can pick up our mobile phone or via USSD, dial the code, and you get funds in your account by way of loan, which happens to be one of the key products that has been used to drive financial inclusion. Agency banking we hear today. Now, this is bringing banking to your doorstep. Oftentimes, you don't even need to go and look for a proper bank or an ATM to carry out the transaction anymore because just by the corner, you have a bank right there with you. These are part of the very unique outcome of fintech over the years, which rides on that one man that created that one brand, that brought about the opportunity in Nigeria and across Africa, which today I can tell you is powering a lot of initiatives, a lot of innovations across. Very importantly is the financial inclusion, which is also where you come in. I also like you to give yourself a big round of applause. Over the years, we've worked with microfinance banks, we worked with a lot of financial institutions. Believe me, the whole effort as a fintech will not make impact if we do not have you and we don't have a good handshake with you. Because you are the extension of every solution we bring to support you to your market. So today, we've seen rise in the financial inclusion drive. Inclusiveness has hit over about 64% now. But there is still room to cover. There is still space to cover. About 38 million are still underbanked and unbanked, which is what we would achieve with us. But if you look at it, this clearly shows that the contribution of fintech to digital economy has been very impactful. We've seen that grow. I mean, as he has also touched, government has played quite a role in also supporting this. Sometime last year, we record over 1 billion transactions. And I think that is worth clapping for. Again, this is a part of the initiative that is stemming from the cashless economy that is also being pushed. We've also seen today Interswitch processing over 70 million Verve cards. These are fruits of the fintech space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Innocent. I mean, I'm quite happy that you touched on how Interswitch started the revolution with a switch. We connected all the banks in Nigeria, and that was what started this growth that we are seeing today in the fintech space. And, you know, I must just mention that all this that Innocent has also spoken to further corroborates the mission statement at Interswitch, which is to create technology that connects and empower individuals and communities. So, Innocent, thank you for bringing that forward. So, without further ado, I'll move on to the next question. This one is for the both of you. So, very briefly, I would like to hear, in what ways has the partnership between government and the fintech companies empower the ecosystem? So, let's start with Arinze.
Thank you very much. It's been quite impactful, especially around two programs. The first one being we are looking to create a credit system for nano enterprises in the States. We started the first leg of that with a very comprehensive data collection exercise of nano enterprises across all 17 local governments. So in the last 2 months, we've had a team of 400 enumerators go to every cluster within these local governments to collect their data. And this data cuts across their bio data, their financial data, as well as extrapolating some information from them, which we actually gleaned from the informal market reports from MoneyPoint, so that we can, you know, be on the same perspective, right? So far, we've hit about 54,000 data points. And the idea is to be able to provide them grants through our digital platform partners, being Sterling Bank, to provide them facilities there. We also have partnerships with them on the loan side to provide, just for this category, loans from 100,000 to 250,000 for these nano enterprises. But the unique thing is it's all going to be digitally driven. So that's why we went through the effort of collecting their data and digitizing it so they can easily access these facilities that are going to be at single-digit rates at 9%. So I think that's something quite laudable.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Innocent.
Thank you. Yeah, so he touched on a very vital part. And for me, it still speaks to the cashless economy we're also promoting, and that is obviously in conjunction with the government. And of course, in recent times, we've heard of Credit Corp, where government is now ejecting funds through fintech to be able to support consumer lending. So across major financial vehicles that have been made public already, you find out that people now have access to cheaper funds via digital lending platforms. So, I mean, those are some of the initiatives I can touch on.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I mean, you've both shared very salient points, and there's a lot to unpack there, and we can obviously see that the power of partnership between the public and the private sector cannot be overemphasized. I mean, without the regulatory policies nurturing the innovation, the fintech will find it difficult to build. And also on the other side, without the fintechs, to execute some of these digital policies, nothing is going to be done. So the beautiful partnership between the public and the private sector is what has been driving all this growth we have been seeing, in the lending space, in the financial space, and even in other real sectors of the economy. So I'm going to move on to the next question very briefly. So this is for Arinze. We also want to hear, how is the government facilitating access to funding for businesses leveraging fintech innovation? Because I'm sure a lot of people in the room, a lot of small businesses, SMEs would like to penetrate into this space, right? But the capital is lacking. So what is the government doing in this space to support in funding?
Thank you very much. So I just mentioned one for nano enterprises. Outside of that, we're going a different route in terms of, over the years, when you do a number of government-supported loan programs, one of the downfalls is, unfortunately, the public sees it as general woof, right? And the repayment culture is not really there. So we've gone a different route. We're in the stages of setting up something called a debt recovery commission. It's going to be private sector driven, but government backed. So let's say, for example, there is Innocent Tech, Fintech. So there's Innotech, they provide loans to small businesses, 3 months, 6 months. Unfortunately, now the interest rates are quite high, right, across board. People say it's the cost of, sourcing these loans or sourcing these funds from the wholesale lenders. But I also think another reason why it's high outside of the economy is the default risk is quite high. So they have to price it a bit high. So what we are doing is we want to now partner with PFIs across board. And with that partnership, for every loan given, you register that loan with the commission. So you know that there's a government-backed vehicle that will recover that money for you, right? So it can give you comfort in lending, and over time, those rates will come down. There's a popular saying, you can't fight government. So I think that will give private sector a lot of comfort knowing this person cannot abscond with my money, build a new house and do all sorts of things because we can exercise on that collateral. Sometimes private sector might not want to enforce on certain things because of legal constraints. But for example, if I do a deed of legal mortgage as collateral, we can easily realize that facility because all properties are under the purview of the governor. So these kinds of things can be easily realized and the funds repatriated back to the lender.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure that, the private sector, the lenders would also have comfort on the backing of the guarantee that the government is providing, and this will give people access to cheaper funds. I'm sure we all know that cost of funds today is high. Banks are giving loans at rate of 30%. I mean, how can business sustain on that? So I'm sure everybody is glad to hear this, that there is actually something the state government is doing to make sure that the cost of funds would come down for people to be able to easily access funds to support their businesses. So Innocent, let's hear from you. How can the digital entrepreneurship contribute to reducing poverty and enhancing economic resilience?
Thank you. So this is my saying in my circle. You rather join this train or be left behind. The honest truth is that digital economy has come to stay. Our entire life is being digitalized, and the earlier we begin to relate with it and be part of it, the better. And that's one of the reasons why I also promote the public and private partnership engagement in driving awareness, sensitization, so that people get to understand the importance of going digital and understanding that they move, they don't move, this will happen. Now, digital entrepreneurship is actually quite an interesting one. We have seen over the years, past decades, how there has been a lot of startups everywhere. I mean, things you never thought would happen in your local market, we see them happen today. I touched on agency banking earlier. Today you have digital banking. These are part of, digital entrepreneurship that would continue to happen. Now, what this would do is that it begin to create employment. Okay, it begins to create insight and skill development around digital offerings. You begin to find out that people are now more exposed to appreciating digital products. This we would see happen as a result of digital entrepreneurship. What is also very important to note is that there is an increasing partnership between the fintech and the bank that we're quite familiar with. This also explains the importance of fintech. I mean, in recent times, we've seen, from a volume perspective, the fintech processing more transactions than the traditional banks. This shows growth, and it will promote more innovation and creativity, which is why I would always say we have to be prepared for this. We have to sensitize our market for this. And of course, I'm really happy to hear all the initiative he has read out, which is also channeled toward promoting digital economy.
All right, okay.
I wanted to add one more thing. When it comes to digital entrepreneurship support, I just want to put it out to Interswitch to see how we can partner. That's one of the main reasons that I came here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of programs that are about upcoming, where we want to key into the minds of these young ones and see how we can bring their innovative spirits. We have a hackathon series that is going to be upcoming, that is going to focus on certain key areas. And I'm looking to find an opportunity where we can partner with Interswitch when it comes to the solutions around fintech, right? Hopefully that can be the case, so we can have at least something outside this conference or touch point that we're having here to actually do something. The reason why I say this is I used to be a before public service, I was an investment banker, and I beg to differ in terms of innovation. I do not think the fintech industry has really innovated in the last few years. And I say this I'm not talking about Interswitch. Interswitch is like the cement that glues everything, right? It's the foundation. But a lot of these young talents that are coming up, there are so many fintech companies now, but they're all piggybacking on the same technology. So where's the innovation? So it's same infrastructure. It's all about raising Series A and Series B, and they jackpot with the money. You can't find them again. So let's see how we can change that mindset, right, with these young ones. How can we partner Interswitch to build a new generation of young entrepreneurs that are focused on delivering results, so that we can breed, several more Interswitches in the next 20 years. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. And I like that you mentioned the collaboration aspect. I mean, this is the reason why we are having this kind of discussions, so that it's going to birth new collaboration and innovation. So, of course, Interswitch is always very open in creating more Interswitches out there. We are the kind of organization that, whilst we know that we are driving and leading ahead of the industry, we also want a lot of companies to reach the level that we have gotten, because we believe that this is for the benefit of Africa. And that's the way Africa can reach the level of digitization that we want it to be. So thank you so much for mentioning that. We'll definitely be progressing on this. So my last question for today's session, this is for Innocent. So we'd like to hear from you. What is the future of the digital economy, and what role will fintech play? With all these new emerging technologies, the AIs, the machine learnings, the blockchain, let's hear your perspective. Where are we heading? What is the future?
Thank you. So the future is pretty bright, to be honest, and we have seen track record, right? We will definitely build on this. And to answer that, I would like to also touch on what he touched on earlier. Yeah, we agree that some fintechs actually going bad, but we've also seen quite a number of them riding on the Interswitch platform, or the rails that Interswitch has created. They're doing so well. I tell people, for every transaction you see, there is Interswitch in it, direct or indirectly. So looking at the future, she just touched on, there are a lot of advancement in the technology space, AI, machine learning, blockchain. We're going to see these further revolutionizing the way people interact, the way people pay, the way people purchase, right? We're going to see a lot happening within the e-commerce space. We're going to see a more personalized product offering, credit offering, or how machine learning algorithm for assessing individual beyond the general data. He taught heavily on data. Data is another key part. We're going to have AI and machine learning helping us navigate through the complexity of this data. But very importantly, it is also important to note that there is a new kid on the block, which is cross-border payment. Now, Interswitch is about prospering Africa, driving prosperous Africa, inspiring Africa to greatness. And one of the things you'll begin to see in the nearest future, we're going to be tearing down the world of transaction blockade across Africa. The earlier you begin to align yourself, understand these offerings, the better, because you begin to have someone in your local market transacting with another man in Togo, in Ghana, in Kenya. This is already happening, and Interswitch is seriously driving this, taking the forefront in ensuring that this happens. So a lot is going to happen in the nearest future, and we're excited about it. And these are the few ones. We'll be happy to discuss more on this.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are all excited about what the future holds. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of the Fireside chat. Please give a round of applause to both of our speakers for the insightful nuggets that they've shared. And I'm sure that we all have key takeaways. I also have key takeaways that we would all take back to nurture and grow our business. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, I think, wait, before we leave, I'm sure we probably have in the audience anyone that has questions. Again, as I said, it's not all the time you get to see the SA to the government, to the governor to be here. If you have any question for any of our panelists, please feel free to ask the question. He was mentioning quite a number of things that they are doing for Enugu State and nobody claps. Like, okay, I think we may have to stop. They are not excited with some of these things. So, you know, so maybe we'll take room for just 2 questions, please. 2 questions is fine, right? Thank you.
Okay. Good day, everybody. My question goes to the representative of the governor. He mentioned about how the intermediates for business entrepreneurs, but I want to know what plans they equally have for microfinance banks, knowing full well that the financial implication of onboarding this digital platform is quite huge, and our capital is limited. So how can the government help us to go into it as microfinance banks? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. In the past, we've had partnerships with about 10 microfinance banks. One of them is here, Green Bank, which was one of the better performing banks. It was a program called Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Fund, where we use these microfinance banks as wholesale funders to support small businesses in the States. Out of the 10 of them, only about 6 of them have paid back, including Green Bank. 2 of these banks have lost their license because of fraudulent activities, and our funds are hanging in there. So these are some of the things you don't hear about, because we try and protect these individuals' interests. As a state government, we are more concerned with how do we get our funds or support through collaborations to the people. From my perspective, is to the SMEs, small businesses, and nano. So what we can do for microfinance banks, microfinance banks that have the capacity, and just like my colleague here said, there's a new entity from the federal government called Credit Corp. Credit Corp is the equivalent of the Development Bank of Nigeria. So Development Bank of Nigeria supports commercial banks with wholesale funds. Credit Corp supports microfinance banks and other financial institutions with wholesale funds for you to unlend. We can also support with capacity programs for governance and regulatory frameworks, because there is a number of capacity issues when it comes to microfinance banks here in the States. So just to support with that activity. But we are taking a different approach. Like I said, funds is a huge constraint now. So it's important we collaborate with the banks. And one of the issues the banks have talked about is the high default rates. So we are setting up a commission to support them with debt recovery. I've mentioned that. And We also have joint matching fund programs with banks as well, like Sterling Bank in particular, that are offering single digit financing. So we provide funds to them to further on lend. But if it comes to investing in a microfinance bank, we don't think that's a strategic objective for us right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very, very much for that answer. I can see you're doing a whole lot within that sector. We need one more question. Oh. Okay, do you still want to ask a question? Okay, I think we'll try. Okay. Okay, there's a question here. We'll try and take. Don't worry. Yeah. After you, we have one, two. That'll be four, and then we'll be done. Thanks.
Hello. Thank you for the insightful session. It was quite eye-opening. As someone in the media, my name is Brown. I run a media agency. But I have two questions concerning fintech. Just like you said, cross-border payment is actually the future, and it has been what the whole blockchain technology has been trying to resolve in our current time. But recently, we've always kind of resolved to using third-party applications like Eversend and the rest of them to make cross-border payments outside the country. So at Interswitch, what are we putting in place to make sure that this menace is taken care of? Because most times you'd want to make a huge purchase online and then you are restricted just by the fact that you're in Nigeria and you can't use any of your card to buy anything online. So how do we resolve this cross-border payment issue? And then secondly, for your API for payment merchant gateway, how do you plan on making it more of a plug-and-play situation? Because we've been trying to incorporate it into an asset management platform we're working on, but it's been quite tricky trying to get that done because a lot of bureaucratic processes. So how do you intend to resolve that to make it more of a plug-and-play situation rather than the whole endless forms and stuff? Thank you.
I guess Innocent, that's for you.
Yes, thank you for the question. So first, to start with the cross-border payment, we are aware of those pain points, and that's why Interswitch is positioned to design a solution that worked for Africa, right? I can't give so much about that because it's still an ongoing project. But what I can assure you is that when it is fully launched into the market, those bottlenecks have been carefully addressed in the solution, right? Those third-party dependencies will be eliminated. That I can assure you, all right? Now, your second question is around the merchant API to onboard our payment gateway. That's one of the reasons why we have conferences like this, where we can take feedback, right? So based on our interaction so far, we have very minimal complaints around onboarding on that environment. But these that you have shared, the subject matter experts are around, they've taken note, and I'm sure immediately after this conference we can also meet with you at the back to get more details around the challenges. But I know that has been noted. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So you have to. Okay, I think he needs to leave now. No, okay. We may not be able to take question right now. I know your hand has been up for a while. Can you do any one more, sir? Okay, just one more at this point. Our panelist needs to leave. All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, my question on the issue of goes to the fintech company. What innovations are you people putting in place as to, stop these issues the hackers are now currently using to, hack some of the accounts of, customers in commercial banks? Because of recent, there are some of the commercial banks that are having problems. What are innovations are you people currently putting in place to assure, the masses or the customers that actually you are closing the gap? Thank you.
Thank you so much for the answer. So your concern is valid, right? When it comes to the digital play, the fraudsters are always lurking around. And one of the things we do as Interswitch is to rise above them and innovate ahead of them. And to be honest with you, they would always be there. But what we can assure you as an institution is that we leverage the best solution, the fraud management solution, to ensure we provide a safe environment for transacting. Okay? Now, these issues, I'm not sure in particular which of the issues you're referring to, but we've had, the banks, they've had issues in the past. But trust me, as these things happen, we move ahead to ensure those hits are discouraged and there is no such repetition or reoccurrence. Okay? But my assurance is this. My assurance to you is this. We are ahead of them. I will always be ahead of them in terms of using sophisticated fraud management to risk management to ensure that the environment continually remains safe for every partner.
So also to add to what Innocent has said, Interswitch is indeed ahead of the curve, right, in implementing solutions. And we've been talking about AI and the future of the digital space. And what I would say is that we've gone ahead and incorporated this artificial intelligence into even our fraud solutions. So the algorithm is able to automatically detect these bad actors. And it's one of the solutions that is going to be showcased today by one of our colleagues here for you to see what we are doing in this space and how you can protect your banks and also your customers. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I think they deserve a round of applause. Please just wait for pictures. We need to take pictures very quickly before they leave. Thank you, thank you. How do we stay? No, what can do here? We can do it here. Then. Thank you. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I'm sure you've been able to take away one or two insights from the conversation you've just heard. One of the things, again, we do not want to do is to bombard you with so much information. But I want to believe that the perspective is been able to bring in terms of what the government is doing on how they can help you with your business has been quite insightful. So we're hoping that for some of the initiatives we talked about, you can leverage on them so that you can then see how you can harness all the various opportunities you talked about to grow and scale your businesses. I know the next event we have now is just a bit of leg break, but because I know that we probably didn't start quite early, I think we can probably go to the next. But before we go to the next, again, one of my objectives for this conference is that you must network by force, right? It's by fire by force for all of us that go to MFM, right? It's by fire by force. So while what we're going to do in terms of leg break would be, you're going to identify somebody wearing the same color of your shirts or the same color of your dress, if you're wearing dress, and then introduce yourself to the person, right? And then talk about any fintech, maybe a shared fintech interest, a topic that interests you. For example, if there's one process within the financial sector that you'd like to automate, what would it be? Right, so please, let's quickly do that. Like, people want me to matchmake, like, please locate somebody. If the person could be by your side, it could be, what's it called? It could be behind you. Is he wearing the same color of your shirt or your dress? If they are, please, they are your next network person. It's very important. I know I'm doing this thing. It always helps. You will get to meet new people. Hi, lady. This is color blue. And that guy there is wearing color blue. He's your target. He's your new partner. Introduce yourself and tell them what is the thing about your current job that interests you. It's very important. Quickly, that's my leg break. My leg break is a bit of networking. Who is wearing my color here? Oh, guy, you're wearing yellow. Okay, it's close to white. This is your new partner. You met her before. It was very important to meet her again. You see, networking is happening here. If you are not networking, you are wrong. Oh, guy, you are wearing wine. We have to look for the person that, that's the guy. This guy. He's your wine partner. He's your new network guy. This is your wine partner. You are together. Yes, that's the new guy you must meet today. And I'm saying yellow. I can see somebody. Exactly. We're having good conversations here. This networking is important. Have you shared your card yet? It's very important.
There are many valid reasons to want to give up on Nigeria.
Lack of security. Inflation is at an all-time high. Our best brains escaping. Access to resources declining.
It feels like everything is about to give way. But wait.
We've worked this way before, post-military Nigeria. Education was watered down, tertiary institutions were being shut down because of strikes.
The health sector was in shambles. There was breakdown of law and order, and corruption was the order of the day.
People had enough reasons to leave, and some did.
But one man and a few others decided to flip the switch with a solution that could turn things around.
20 years after, Nigeria's digital economy still rides on that bold step.
What if the state of the nation is not a reason to run away, but a call to look within?
What if that idea you've been toying with is just the solution to the new era?
What if the Nigeria of your dreams is locked in your heart and is waiting for you to take a step?
At Interswitch, we believe Africa can work. So, we wake up every day to revision new ways to inspire Africa to greatness.
The same goes for our talent. We equip them to stand up for Nigeria, and when they leave, we celebrate their successes and extend opportunities to others.
Talent is the key to Nigeria's future. Your talent.
It's time to look within, reimagine the possibilities, take bold steps,
and never stop. Nigeria is not a single story. What Interswitch has done over the last 20 years, that's Nigeria. What a lot of our entertainers are doing globally, that's Nigeria. And my message really is to encourage someone out there. Someone needs to solve the traffic problem. It's not a last month problem, it's our problem. Someone needs to solve health problem. Someone needs to solve security problem, education problem. And that person may just be you. So I'm hoping that you're inspired enough to pick up that idea, to pick up that initiative, what you started working on. I'm hoping that you pick up the trust and have hope again that Nigeria can be better. Because your talent, in the real sense of it, is the true Nigerian. What you do with it becomes our story as a nation.
There are many valid reasons to want to give up on Nigeria.
Lack of security. Inflation is at an all-time high. Our best brains escaping. Access to resources declining.
It feels like everything is about to give way. But wait.
We've worked this way before, post-military Nigeria. Education was watered down, tertiary institutions were being shut down because of strikes.
The health sector was in shambles. There was breakdown of law and order, and corruption was the order of the day.
People had enough reasons to leave, and some did.
But one man and a few others decided to flip the switch with a solution that could turn things around.
20 years after, Nigeria's digital economy still rides on that bold step.
What if the state of the nation is not a reason to run away, but a call to look within?
What if that idea
times is we don't just want one person to come down and just tell you everything. We believe that there is wealth. So many people have so many experiences. These are experts within their fields. And I'm hoping that you would listen to them, because when you listen to them, there are one or two things you can glean from the inside by virtue of the fact that they're in the same field as you are. They understand your pain points, and they also can relate with the challenges that you're currently relating to. So when you have panel discussions such as this, it's so that you can also glean from their wealth of experience and be able to see some of the insight that they will share on how it will help you grow and scale your business. So the next section we'll be talking about the future of microfinance, right? And how do you transform your business through digitization? How do you transform your business through digitization? And if you see, since we started this conversation, we've talked about our keynote address, was talking about innovation. The next speaker talked about digital marketing. And I was able to bring it home for you in terms of digital marketing. That's one way, some opportunity you need to unlock there. We also heard the governor talking about how do we really empower the youth, the next innovation that would happen. How do we empower them so that they can then go and then create the next innovation that would happen within our space, right? You also talked about the beautiful things they are doing within this market that can help you as your business that you can also tap into. So in this next panel session, we're talking about digitization. What are the things you are currently doing? What are the processes you think you need to digitize? And again, there's always that misconception that assumes that digitization is just mobile banking. It's not only mobile banking. So for every time you say, I want to digitize, and you think it's mobile banking, it's way beyond that. Beyond mobile banking, beyond USSD, there are processes today that is such a pain that you think, just click a button, it will solve my problem. So that's what the next panel members will be talking about. We'll make it very fast and apt. And we're hoping that off this conversation, you'll be able to identify some of your pain points. We'll be able to provide solutions to some of those pain points, and so that you can go back home saying that, yes, I gained something, and these are the next step we need to do to grow and scale our businesses. So in no particular order, I'll be calling on our panelists, right? The first person I'll be calling needs no introduction. His name is our head for South, Emmanuel Wokocha, head sales, South Interswitch. Please give him a round of applause as he comes on stage. I'm so happy you're on this panel. He has a bit of comedy in him, so we need you to give us this answer in a very nice and comedy way, right? Thank you very much. I'll be calling Dr. Kalu Nachi. Yes, Dr. Kalu Nachi is the MD CEO for Zikora Microfinance Bank. Is Dr. Kalu around? Thank you, Dr. Kalu, please. I already told you that MD CEOs are amongst us. If you did not network with Dr. Kalu, he's still here. You can still network. Thank you very much, Dr. Kalu. I'll be calling Engineer Onyekachi, Sales, to join us in the panel session. Engineer Onyekachi, please. Okay, while Engineer Onyekachi is coming, I'll be calling, okay, Mr. Celestine.
Okay.
I saw Mr. Celestine. Okay, I'll call Mr. Celestine. He's the CEO of SpecTech Africa Solution Limited. Please, let's give Mr. Celestine a round of applause, please. Again, he's one man that needs no introduction within the space. All right, Engineer Onyekachi. Okay, thank you very much. Please give him a round of applause as he comes up. Thank you so much. Good to see you again. All right, thank you. And this panel session will be moderated by my humble self, Susan Fashikbe, Interswitch. Thank you very much. Okay. Do we all have a mic? Okay, I can see. You don't have any, right? Do I have a physical mic? Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so blessed am I amongst men, for mine is the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, it's very interesting when you have to moderate sessions like this, right? And the reason why I'm excited when I moderate sessions such as this is the fact that I get to glean from a lot of wealth of experiences of the people that are within our space and sector, and they can then tell us their experiences on how they're currently helping what they're currently doing within the microfinance space and how they are digitizing their businesses. So thank you very much for availing us your time. We do not take it for granted. Thank you, and thank you very much. So we were talking about how do you digitize within the microfinance economy, right? And I'm happy that on this call we have MD CEOs of microfinance banks and fintechs that are currently doing that today, right? And I was talking about what's the future of microfinance. You know, every day you wake up to new regulations from CBN, regulations from all the bodies that currently govern us, and they tell us these are the things you need to do. And if you are not very dynamic in your processes and ways, the future of your company or your bank, it would almost not be guaranteed, right? Which is why we felt this topic was very important to talk about the future of microfinance bank vis-a-vis digitization. So I would start first with Mr. Emmanuel, right? How do you think digitization has reshaped the microfinance bank over the years?
Thank you very much. And again, good afternoon to everybody. We are living witnesses to the great innovation that is going on in the microfinance banks. I'm a familiar face here, so a lot of the MFBs here would testify how we have moved them from being, so to speak, an analog bank to a digital bank. So today, before now, microfinance bank couldn't do a whole lot. So they were like more like an Esusu where people just pay in money, ask for short-term loans and all that. They couldn't do card issuance, they couldn't do mobile app, they couldn't do USSD and the lots of other things that is done on the digital platform. But today, we have finance banks almost operating like commercial banks. Okay, they can now issue cards, they can do USSD, they have their own mobile apps, and that has actually taken them from the traditional analog rural bank to the globe. So microfinance bank customers can now open accounts on their mobile app across the globe. So somebody is in the UK, in the US, and has Zikora Microfinance Bank app, they can stay there and open account right in Zikora, somewhere in Oka, Anambra State. Okay, someone that has an account with issues or microfinance bank can do USSD from any part of Nigeria, any part of the world. So digitization has actually brought the microfinance bank out of the woods to the digital platform, to the global platform, and that is enhancing and promoting their profitability. And microfinance banks are today very attractive, even to ex-commercial bank bankers who now, migrate to the microfinance bank, to the grassroots, to grow the business there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Yes, I know you talked about how digitization has really helped bring them to the forefront, right? I'm very curious to hear what Dr. Zikora would have to say. I'm calling you Dr. Zikora, though. And what Dr. Kalu has to say about how digitization has really helped your business.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. At some point, I started laughing because he just took what I was supposed to say. He said something about ex-commercial bankers migrating to microfinance space, and I think I'm one of them. Yes. I spent about 12 years in Zenith Bank, moving from operations to marketing to all of those before I joined Zikora. I mean, it took a whole lot to bring me from Lagos, when you have to move from Lagos down here and all that. But one of the drivers is that I looked at the vision behind Zikora. From the time we started, we knew we wanted to run a digital bank. So in spite of the fact that we had to set up in a rural area, we knew what we wanted, and what he has explained just summarizes the entirety of our operations. In less than 2 years of our existence, in fact, from inception, we had ATM machines, which Interswitch is powering, of course. So you could travel for almost 30 minutes drive throughout that vicinity, and there is no other bank around, not even a commercial bank. So it will shock you that people will come in from outside the Anambra, from Lagos, Abuja, with their debit cards, and they'll just walk into our premises and withdraw their money. So one of the big things digitization has done to us is that we took it on, and we've made banking quite easier. We issue our debit cards from so people come in, and they are surprised that right in their village, they could get the same banking service they were getting in Abuja, in Lagos, and all over the world. So that's what digitization has done to microfinance space, and we are proud that we are playing in that space.
I'm so excited about what you said. I was just basically smiling. To let you know that digitization is not just only for Zikora, even the people that lives, making access to cash for them, it's something that will be very satisfying, knowing that they could even walk 30 minutes down to Zikora to get money off the system. They can get their ATM on the fly. It's something that it will be very, very exhilarating for even the customers themselves.
Fantastic.
And that's what digitization will help you do. While we've talked about digitization, of course, we know it doesn't come without its challenges, right? It's okay for us. I'm sure some people will be like, digitize, everything digitize. You people know the problem we're currently facing. Of course, it comes with its challenges, right? I'll probably ask Mr. Celestine, what are the key challenges you think microfinance banks are currently facing in their pursuits to digitize their banking sector today?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this privilege. Good afternoon. We're still in morning. Good morning.
Do you want to put your mic a bit to your mouth? Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, so as a solution integrator for quite a number of microfinance bank and a consultant, there are a lot of things a lot of microfinance banks are still shying away of digitalizing, while some have come in with one leg and they're just watching. But I want to say that I know fund has been availability of funds. They tell you that the project is wild, it's a very big project, and then they don't want to start. And because when they come up with, they ask me to give them propositions of what it will cost and all that. They see that as we can't start this. But I've told some microfinance bank, if you don't want to get into this space of digitalizing, then you're going to be out of business in a very short time. Because you find out that people will have to be coming to the bank every time to do business. And then business is outside the banking premises today. We're all in Nigeria, and then we see that if the microfinance fails to digitalize, others will have to take their customers over. And then another challenge is knowledge gap issue, because the microfinance bank, most of their staffs and maybe their IT, and generally, quite a number of them don't have very good exposure of the opportunities and the strategies. They only look at the problems first. But I tell you, if you look at the advantages against the disadvantages, you'll see that it's best to digitalize because it keeps you very much relevant. And then another challenge again, one major challenge is our fund safe. I was to do a presentation at microfinance bank, and they said, "It's our funds. Where is our money? How?" The security is one challenge they are looking at, the fear of their funds. And I've always said that if you, just as you keep your safe, your vault in your bank, so your entire IT infrastructure, you should ensure that as you are putting it in place, you must also think of security. But again, security is not cheap, but it's also very, very important if you take it that way. And I think I would just also want to put on this again, that there should be an enlightenment. Enlightenment is very key. If we enlighten ourselves and then give room to this kind of meetings, I think it will help to see the need for digitalization.
Thank you very much. I like what you said in terms of the challenges, right? You talked about investing in this infrastructure, you talk about education, right?
Yeah.
You also talked about enlightenment, attending events such as these, right? And which one of the things we do very well in Interswitch, what we do is look at what the problems is and then see, do we have solution that'll be fit for purpose to help you solve that problem, right? So when you begin to look at digitization, look at enlightenment, I think we are here to probably help you solve that problem. But while we're still talking about these key challenges, right, how do you think microfinance can actually overcome these challenges that is in front of them, right? Mr. Celestin talked about enlightenment. Beyond enlightenment, right, how do you think they can actually overcome these challenges?
Okay, thank you very much. I think I want to first of all say thank you to Interswitch for this platform, for this opportunity. My name is Onyekachi. I'm a sales manager with Tennessee Professional Services, a key player in the tech space and also in the fintech. To answer your question, let me start by identifying one of the challenges that he missed out in terms of infrastructure, right, and also connectivity. Some of those rural areas don't have access to robust internet facility and connectivity, and that's a major challenge. Some of them are trying to, invest in infrastructure. They will need even solar backup solutions as well. So one of the key areas apart from education is for them to collaborate, partner with companies like Interswitch, even in the area of fighting cybersecurity, which is key for now, right? It's a major challenge. It's worrying everybody. We partnership with key stakeholders like Interswitch and other, OEMs as well. Like OEMs, I mean original equipment manufacturers. There are key players in that space, and also working with the government as well, because some of these things are, of course, the first session has to talk about facility and all, because some of them will need to key in. You don't have any option than to, invest in technology to be able to digitalize your operations. And for me also, I had a bit of banking experience, some years ago. One of the challenges about that some of these microfinance face through is also the fact that those people in the community are not also exposed to, of course, the information, that current and updated information of what is happening in the tech space. So I think one of the areas is to also to disseminate information. Maybe use the mediums, maybe radio, TV, those areas. Even some of them don't have access to internet. So going to, even in doing programs, awareness in their local language can also help to create that awareness. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I think I can totally resonate sometimes with when we talk about education and security, right? Mr. Celestine and talked about the fact that security, we all know today, even our parents, when you tell them to, when you want to give them a debit card or tell them to put money in the bank, the first thing they tell you that is my money safe, right? But imagine you can actually talk to our parents in the language that they understand, not English. Sometimes I find it very preposterous when we are doing adverts in Enugu and you're using English to be doing that advert. For who exactly, right? Because if you don't speak the language that they understand, after you finish speaking your English, you've just spoken into the air. So sometimes we cannot overemphasize the need to speak to people in the way they best understand and the way they can relate. If I'm going to speak to my grandma in my village, if I'm not speaking Isha, I'm probably speaking Pidgin. Nene, then talk same way you keep your card under your bed. That's the way she can relate with me, right? And in that way, you'll be able to pass across those messages in form of enlightening your customers on the need why they should also get these digital tools that you're giving to them, right? Thank you very much. And Emmanuel, I'll probably come to you, right? She talked about something about partnership, right? How do you think fintechs can actually collaborate with MFBs to be able to create fit-for-purpose products that the MFBs really need and can latch onto?
All right, thank you. I think that's part of the reason why we are here today, all right? Interswitch, as a leading fintech organization, has put together a whole lot. And many of the people in this room may have one way or the other heard about our products and solutions. So what we try to do is to ensure that we partner with microfinance bank to tailor products that speaks to their need. So we don't just throw products at them. Fintechs shouldn't just throw products at MFBs. You need to go down to them and find out what solution fits them in their journey of digitization. All right? Like today, when we speak to some microfinance banks, they say, we want to have ATM. And I will ask them, why do you need ATM in this rural area? You don't have power, stable power supply, the cost of solar energy is high. So why don't you go for a USSD application or a mobile application that can help you, still achieve the purpose of using an ATM, or even go for a POS deployment. All right? So partnership is one of them. All right? We also recognize the financial constraint of these MFBs to be able to harness the potentials in digitization of their services. So we have also come up with lots of promos. Some of them will be hearing from us today, how you can get into our product for cybersecurity and other services. Of course, this platform every year, we subsidize our products to make it affordable and accessible to all the microfinance banks. So those of you who are here today, who wants to leverage on technology to accelerate your microfinance business, will have opportunity of getting those products at an affordable price. All right? The same thing we do also is to have a strong relationship where we can appoint persons to educate the bank. So we talked about awareness and digital information. So we have staff, we have people that are trained who can come to the branches or to the locations of these MFBs and baptize the members of the organization to know and accept the need of digitization. Once that acceptability is in place, it is easy to offer these services and they begin to leverage on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Emmanuel. I like the fact where you talked about some of the key things we are doing, right? But again, we know that with innovation and digitization is also regulation. I was saying something about the fact that the regulators are like the referee that ensures that we do not innovate ourselves into trouble, right? So I would probably ask Dr. Kalu, right, how do you think Microfinance Bank can partner with regulators to create an enabling environment for the microfinance space to be able to innovate safely for its customers?
Okay, so I'd like to take us back a bit. I think sometime in 2000, almost 24 years ago, Bill Gates said something. He said, in the next few years, you're either doing business online or you're out of business. So what that means is regulators, because it is their responsibility to ensure there's financial stability, that businesses are thriving. The onus lies on them really to ensure that there's so much synergy with MFIs and fintechs to create enabling laws that will make even innovations to thrive. For instance, if you set up a product you've innovated, let me cite example, cryptocurrency, for instance. You know, when it all started, the CBN said, look, we don't want to do this. And it was a huge problem in the industry. But today, I think they are beginning to double down on it and all of that. So, as much as you want to innovate, as much as you want to bring in what is best industry best practice, maybe what you see outside the country and all that, if our regulators are not keen into it, is dead on arrival. So there must be conscious synergy to, you know, understand what exactly are these products that you want to develop and you want to innovate on, and then create laws that makes it easy for these things to thrive.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Kalu. Mr. Celestine, I'll probably ask you, right? Again, there's another saying that says, who needs innovation when you have 300 pages of circulars to read, right? CBN circulars to read. How do you think that how do you think the microfinance space can partner with the MFB? Same question for you to be able to create innovative products that is still within the ambience of what the regulator is saying.
I think earlier we had a representative of the government, and I think the microfinance bank can take advantage of that. In their meetings, I know they usually have meetings as MDs in the different states. They can have the government personnel there, and then they can discuss some of their challenges, problems, and then share their own ideas and how they can partner with the government. Because if you get government involved in your plans, I think it's much easier than then, because there is a buy-in from them. You don't just set your plans, you bring them in and say, I let them see, look at what we want to offer to the government, what we want to offer to the state, but we need the government to be involved in it. I think that's one of the ways we can get. Then in one of the things the microfinance bank, I think they lack, they need to do, actually maybe in the rural areas, and because that's you have to have data if you want to present things to the CBN. So in maybe giving out loans, they should have a system where they can really have data. And so the government can really either support them in either infrastructure, because just like you reminded me, some of the challenges they have is maybe power issue. Power in the area, they don't have very good internet, or even, there was some persons that spoke to me and said in their area they don't even have telecom. That is no MTN, and I was saying, how can I help them bring MTN to their location? And so it's not something that I can do, but I think if the community and then the government can get involved and see the need, and then there's a market for that area, then they can do it. So you can't run away from the government, but I think information, data collection, and looking at the prospects in that area and getting the government involved at the initial point, either the CBN or the state government or whoever regulatory body, I think that will help.
Thank you very much.
Can I say something?
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let me say something. You see, talking about what regulators can do, it is not part of the CBN.
You have a colleague here who handles those children. You can come and learn coding at that age, learn robotics, learn things that can help you, because these are when we say we are the future leaders of tomorrow, technology is the way to go, and we need to start from the grassroots in our education system to encourage our people to think technology.
Thank you
He mentioned something about insecurity in the southeast. Permit me to speak Igbo language here. Alarema wurundenze. So if you're looking at insecurity as a disadvantage to digitization, you need to think again. So while they say don't come out on Monday, sit at home, I'm online, you can't stop me online. You can't stop me from opening my doors. You can't stop my handsets. You can't stop my internet. So that is more reason why MFBs should be digitized. So any MFB that is online real time, people will be opening accounts with you because they know even if they declare sit at home for 31 days, their banking transactions will be going on.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I went to the banking hall. You may say because I'm in the digital world. No. I don't like banks. I worked in the bank for 13 years. I don't like it. I don't like banks. In fact, 2 days ago, my mom had a transaction. They debited her. I told her, don't worry, I will fix it. She waited for some days. She didn't get the money. She was agitated, and she went to the bank. And she called me from the bank. I'm in the bank now. I said, what are you doing there? And that my money has not been reversed. I said, but I told you I will fix it digitally. Don't worry. She said, no. She sat in the bank from morning till 3 p.m. and went home. I said, you just wasted your day. So microfinance banks coming online will mitigate the insecurity. We can continue to do our financial transactions. Really, it saddens me that the Southeast economy is being crippled by this situation. It's not what we're talking about here. But we can overcome that by going digital.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very
That's
much.
Emmanuel's parting shot.
Can I just say
that
something
would be
about
your
the
parting
future?
shot also.
Yeah.
Oh,
One word for the people.
So, you see, we're talking about the future. A lot of people, it's important to talk about AI, machine learning, and all of those big words. Because they sound beautiful when we say it. But let's be real to ourselves. Part of the reason we still run a whole lot of cash economy is because the banks, or rather the fintechs, are creating products for the banks and not product for businesses, for SMEs, that will drive through the banks. For instance, if I have 90% of my customers leveraging on some kind of product, now we only know internet banking. But how about how they run their businesses that would not require their customers to pay them cash, right? We have things like scan to pay and all of those stuff, yeah? If we continue to innovate on product, because technology is actually an enabler. If we continue to have product that makes it easier for businesses to not require cash, we will reduce cash usage in our transactions. And the future of banking and MFB, as it were, is that fintechs must collaborate with regulators and with financial institutions to derive or to create innovations and products that will make businesses to latch on technology and reduce cash.
Thank you very, very, very much. Dr. Kalu, yes, I'll take that as your parting shot. Thank you very much. And I want to give you this doctor. Because I've been calling you doctor. Mr. Celestine, what will be your parting shot to the MFBs in the world?
Okay, I want to say that the microfinance banks, they need to really understand the needs of their customers very well. And then they don't just acquire products or start looking at products. They should be able to turn that products to solutions. Yes, because it's not just coming to sell, I want to sell this product. But when you understand the customer need and then you can deliver the product like a solution to the customer will well appreciate it very well. So I think in the future, if they are well educated and they understand this product beyond just selling the product to the customer, but they position it like a solution to their needs, individual needs as demands, I think it will go a long way for them.
Thank you very much. Position product that your customer need. And my brother.
Thank you very much. I want to just say that collaboration is the new competition, right? So everyone sitting in this room, you're a key player in the MFB industry. Try and find out what other people who are, even outside this region, who are doing. I'm sure you find out that those in Southwest, maybe in Lagos and Abuja, they are leveraging on technology. Learn from them. Also create the awareness be on social media, be on LinkedIn, be on all those platforms so you can actually learn. There's no limit to learning. You can learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so for me, that's my parting word. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. And my own closing word, I'll say it in pidgin. You see, say the customer where they serve now, they don't the old. Me say the next generation of customer where they come, they are digital savvy. So my question to you is, who will be your next customer? How are you ready? Are you ready to serve them as you want your business to outlive you? Thank you very, very much. Yeah, we'll just quickly take pictures.
Thank you.
And we just.
Oh, okay.
Who's snapping us? Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Are they done?
Oh, question and answer. Oh, sorry, please. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Do you have questions and else? Thank you. Any other question? Okay, thank you. Question, okay. 2, thank you.
Yeah, good day. My name is Mr. Morris in Joko. the MD of Frontline Microfinance Bank, NEWI. I put it to my friend Emmanuel, saying that our microfinance bank, their question is coming out to accept digitalization. We are actually out and we're already accepting it. But the question is, issue of the amount going into digitalization. I accepted this position as MD at Frontline Microfinance Bank 6 months ago. I was the MD of AMAC Microfinance Bank in Abuja, Area 10. Before I accepted the job, I met the board of directors and I told them that I will not operate a manual banking. I took them of 1 month for them to agree in the issue of accepting my request. It's 3 months ago was the period we paid 16 million to Bank One to go into Bank One level 3. And we paid almost 6 million to NIPS, Interswitch. What's the total amount? About 20-something million. Assuming that a microfinance bank that is a unit tier 2, paying 22 million, and the share of fund is 50 million. How come? How will that microfinance bank survive?
All right, thank you very much.
We have already accepted it, but the issue of the amount going into digitalization, that's the issue.
Okay,
thank you.
To answer, right?
Emmanuel, you're supposed to answer.
Yes, I will answer.
Yes.
Let's clap for him, please.
Everybody here.
I'm sure he spoke the mind of many of the
Literally everybody can relate. So Emmanuel.
So my one excitement I have in your question is that 21 million, none of them came to Interswitch.
He's saying without Interswitch money.
Without Interswitch money.
So please,
that's the point I'm trying to make here. If I'm to probe into what you're spending money on, we'll get to understand this better. So that's where we come in as Interswitch. When we come to you, we partner, we try to understand what you can do in milestones to accommodate your financial capacity, right? But let me lay this foundation. Technology in Nigeria is not yet very cheap. Technology is still very expensive, given to a whole lot of factors that you and I can attest to, all right? So it's not that cheap to digitize. That's why I talked about having the digital transformation mindset, so that when you want to prepare to come into digitization, you also grow the muscles to shoulder the financial responsibilities. All right? Now, let me also speak Igbo language. Ofe di uto na money killer. Good soup. Yeah. So when you want to have that fancy digital banking, which is going to increase your profitability, I would like you to shift your eyes a little bit from the cost of investment and put your eyes on the long-term value that is going to create for you. That will encourage you to do the investment. But however, Interswitch, as we are seated here today, is currently innovating our products to accommodate tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, as you may be. Those things you're spending so much money on, here and here today, we will tell you how we can slash the prices and give you access to get those solutions. Let me give you one example. We now have a core banking application. Yeah. Because each time we meet MFB, they say we are paying so much to this. So we came back and I said to my team, what is it that these people are doing that we can't do? They say, no, we are doing a lot. I said, no, to help my microfinance bank, let's come up with core banking application that is affordable. The same thing, and we have done it today. Cheapest in the market. So the issue is, yeah, that's the truth. So if you accept it, then we bring you on that platform, you begin to enjoy digitization. And once you take it, other things will be a plug-in. So the pricing is not the major issue. The major issue is scoping what you need and having the right partnership to succeed. And that is what we offer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. I think my question to you would be, what is the cost if you do not invest in technology? What do you think the cost would be? It's a big question.
Out of business.
Sometimes we say, sometimes it's very expensive. But imagine you actually do not invest in it. What is your future in the next 5 years? Would you even still have the money for shareholders to give them? Would your customers still be your customers? While I understand that we've taken these learnings to say you need, the cost is very expensive, but imagine the value. We talked about digital marketing. Imagine I invest 100,000, and I can reach 2 million people, right? And I have a potential of converting 10% of them by investing 100,000. Imagine I do not invest in that 100,000 at all. It means that I'm going to employ sales agents. I'm going to employ about 20 of them. What is their salary range? By the time you begin to put the cost and investment of technology vis-a-vis the benefits that you would get, you then begin to find out that the value outweigh the initial investments that you bring into it. Again, what is the cost for not innovating? Thank you very much. But I see your hand. Someone raised up his hand here. Sorry, here, please. Okay, no more question. You've answered. Okay. To my brother there.
I want to thank everyone that has presented. I want to thank everyone, the audience, please. My name is Chinedu Nkoda. I'm the head of ICT at Ebonyi State University Microfinance Bank. The topic under discussion cannot be overemphasized. That's very basic. The problem I think we do have seriously is what Emmanuel pointed out. That mindset is the basic issue with MFB. I've been in the field for years, and then it makes for a serious contention that you bring up a good idea and you go to the board, and that my friend actually experienced it and they kill it. So the mentality is a very serious issue that need to be worked on. It's not just a day thing like this, because many persons there are not ready to accept it. We are all shouting here, but when we get back, you discover that it's different in the boardroom. All right? So, but then we'll keep advancing. But the truth is, if you don't want to join the moving train now, you'll be left out. So my idea is, Emmanuel also mentioned something that is of interest to me, which is why I raised my hand. I think one of the basic, in terms of trying to match the question of the cost in MFBs is the basic problem I can see that we are having is that of CBA. If you introduce an affordable CBA that can possibly go as more or less like pay as you go, all right? If you are a tier 1, if you are in tier 2, if you are in whatever tier you are, then you'll be able to come in at that level and subscribe accordingly. I can tell you for sure that 80% of the MFB's challenges in advancing in technology has been removed.
Thank you very much.
Honestly. So now, my question is, what is the timeline? You know, it's easy for you to tell us that Interswitch is, I want to know, because this is a basic issue. What's the timeline? What are we looking at? When NAMBUT came, the NAMBUT came telling us, I said, look, what's the timeline? We need this thing. 20 million or 16 million naira for Bank 1, fine. If I want to do a deployment, I have to be sure of my cost-benefit analysis. All right? So I'm telling the board, if you're giving me this over a specific period of time, this ABC will be achieved. All right? So what's the timeline? What are we looking at? So that it's not that when we come this year, and then next year we are still talking about CBA. We need to be sure that these things are coming. So that if people know that they are going to have this thing in the next 12 months, I will say, hold on, we may not pay this amount of money to so A or so B. A better solution that incorporates everything is coming. And the good advantage when Interswitch provides it is all the plugins are already incorporated. It will just like more or less plug and play for us. And then we'll drop a lot of things. So what do you look at, sir?
All right, thank you very much. Emmanuel, please.
All right, so timeline, are you talking about the timeline for the product to be available or timeline for implementation?
Available for now.
It's available.
It's available now. All right, thank you.
It's available. Some MFBs are already live on the platform. It's available.
All right,
so let's talk.
Okay,
Samuel, corner him and let's talk.
Okay, because of time, I'll give him for just this question, and then we can go to the next. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel. My question is directed to Emmanuel. Yes. I want to find out, with POS everywhere and lack of cash in many locations, what's the future of ATM machines?
Thank you. Very smart question. That is the MD of APSU Microfinance Bank. Emmanuels are very smart anyway. So, all right,
Very
the
true.
future of ATM. All digital products have their specific needs they address. Okay? So all of them have future, depending on the need. So in some locations, ATMs are still thriving. In some other places, people are moving from ATM to POS. In fact, the cards we are using is now moving to contactless card. So even the ATMs available, some of them are not contactless enabled. So they may be phased out as soon as possible. So there is future for all the products. For ATM, there's future for ATM depending on the need and where you want to plant it. All right? So you don't just today deploy ATM because like we talk about Southeast insecurities and all that, and people are shying away now from going to the ATM. I can't even remember the last time I used ATM. So I can transfer monies, I can pay online, I can do all that. So depending on the need, there's still future for ATM, but please, you must be sure that where you want to mount your ATM solves particular financial problem for that location. Otherwise, you go for whatever that is able to bring solution to the need of that environment.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. If I probably want to lend the voice, right, it's when you begin to look at ATMs. As I said, every technology has a purpose part-time and then it begins to transcend. So what I usually would tell MFBs when I consult for them is to ask yourself, strategically, the environment where you are, do you really need an ATM or all you need is an agency banking person, right? And then when you look at it vis-a-vis, oh, I need an ATM because I need to do PIN change. Oh, but I have a solution that can help you do instant PIN change using POSs. Then the question is, oh, is your reason still valid? The next question again is, oh, I need an ATM because when I'm not available, so I need my people to still be able to transact seamlessly. Oh, that's that reason. Oh, it's beautiful. But do you think they can get an agency banking person around you that can solve that problem? If they can, all these decisions, all these questions you ask yourself then is what leads to whether you actually need to invest in that infrastructure. And again, regulations. Today we are all talking about agency banking. If regulator comes tomorrow and tell you that agency banking is too porous and all you need is 20,000, you find out that that same instrument that you think does not have a future, people begin to fall back
It's
on
already
it.
happening.
So you have to begin to look at it vis-a-vis the infrastructure I have. What is the regulator saying now? What would they likelihood of what they would say tomorrow? So that you do not think that infrastructure do not have its purpose, whereas when a regulation comes in, it then becomes very important. So it's almost like a chicken and egg situation whereby, do you need it? Yes. But how much do you need at this point in time? This is when you would need it tomorrow. So it's just type of conversation we then need to have. I know there is one more question. I'm not sure if we have time. Two more. I'm getting plenty signal. He raised up his hand first. Maybe, I don't know if we could meet much later after this session to have the question. Yeah, so just the last question, please. Thank you. The mic?
The mic.
There's one here. Thank you. Please can you help me pass? Thank you.
Yes.
Please can you give him that mic, please?
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ugochukwu Joseph. I'm a software developer. So my question is directed to you, Mr. Emmanuel. What can I do with the Interswitch API? What are the thing requests or like payments? I don't know. So what are the things that as a developer, I can do with the Interswitch API?
Okay, so a lot of things you can do with our APIs depending on the need. Today we have APIs that addresses almost every need in the ecosystem, all right? So if you're developing for an e-commerce person, so you will need our payment gateway to integrate to the payment so that people can pay online. So we have our Interswitch payment gateway, all right? So if you're integrating for a school portal, we have our PayDirect quick teller that you can integrate to the school portal so that students can make their school fees payment and other payments online. All right? If you're integrating for disbursement, salary payment, we have our AutoPay gateway. So it depends on what you want. So whatever you are doing for any of your customers as a developer, so you just make a request for the APIs you need. Basically, it is for disbursements or collections. All right? Now we have extended to security. So you want to add some security features to the website or whatever you're doing for the customer, you can leverage on our security services. You want data, we have data services, we have an API that can feed you with data. Maybe you're developing a lending solution for a nano lender, all right? So we have data information that can give you information about borrowers automatically, and you can do your valuation of who you're lending to. So if you're doing such integration, we have an API that can serve that purpose and provide that data to that customer to do that analysis. So whatever you want to do, Interswitch is an ocean. So we have all it takes to give you support. Thank you.
And I'm sure if I leave Emmanuel to continue to talk about these APIs, we'll probably start another masterclass. So please, can we give a round of applause to our panelists? They've done justice to the topic. I'm so very privileged to be amongst you guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Right. See you again next year.
All right. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Celestine. Thank you, Dr. Kalu. Thank you, everyone. All right, in order not to waste so much time, we'll just be going to the next conversation. It's one of our product presentation. We're almost done. I hope you're all getting some value from what these conversations we're having. If you're getting value, raise up your hand, say yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to see that. Thank you very much. I think I'll probably be a pastor in my next life, if I do that well. Thank you very much. So I'll be going for our next product presentation, and it will be taken by none other than Chijioke Eze. He'll be coming to talk about our fraud and security solution. And again, we have some fantastic news for you, some very juicy offers. Again, Emmanuel said we need to have a digital mindset. And again, we've all received the spirit of digital mindset here already, right? I already have received the spirit of digital mindset already, right? If you're here, you still don't think digital. Can I see your hands up? See, everybody's already, Emmanuel, you've done a good job. Everybody's already very, very digital. So I'll be calling on Chijioke Eze. We'll be talking about our fraud and security solution. Okay, while Chijioke is preparing to come up, again, this is the time to also still have conversations amongst yourself. Again, you've not spoken to the person beside you on the chair. As I said, my job role here is very simple. You must talk by force. I want you to make friends out of yourselves. So please just have conversation among yourselves while we wait for Chijioke Eze to come up with his presentation. Okay, Wale is coming up first. Okay, fine. So we'll be talking about, Wale will be coming up, we'll be talking about our mobile banking application and how we can help you digitize your current, how we can help you digitize your business. And Wale, are you available now? All right, Wale will be coming up right now. Okay, yes, we need a seat to be, do we need a seat? Okay. All right, Wale, please, over to you. Thank you very much. A round of applause for Wale as he comes up.
Our story blooms over 2 decades ago, in a humble university dorm room, where the weight of the dark put a strain on our hands, a stain on the sheet where we mapped out our plans. But innovation lit our eyes with a fire, to blaze the trail, to change Africa, one solution, one transaction at a time. Our ears listened to the chime, the buzzing tune of bright ideas. We stretched out our hands, and remember what we did? We flipped the switch. We flipped the switch, it was no ordinary motion. It was to herald a new notion. It is a champion's charge, your invitation to stand on our shoulders. It is your time for elevation. So go ahead, flip that switch, build that business, scale that hitch. Africa's future is waiting on us, and what looks like the sky is only the dew. We are on the brink of something new, because at Interswitch, we never stop. So you don't stop. Our story blooms over 2 decades ago, in a humble university dorm room, where the weight of the dark put a strain on our hands, a stain on the sheet where we mapped out our plans. But innovation lit our eyes with a fire, to blaze the trail, to change Africa, one solution, one transaction at a time. Our ears listened to the chime, the buzzing tune of bright ideas. We stretched out our hands, and remember what we did? We flipped the switch. We flipped the switch, it was no ordinary motion. It was to herald a new notion. It is a champion's charge, your invitation to stand on our shoulders. It is your time for elevation. So go ahead, Flip that switch, build that business, scale that hitch. Africa's future is waiting on us, and what looks like the sky is only the dew. We are on the brink of something new, because at Interswitch, we never stop. So you don't stop. Our story blooms over 2 decades ago, in a humble university dorm room, where the weight of the dark put a strain on our hands.
So good to be here and good to have everyone present. Wow, this thing's almost... Okay, before I go into what I'm here for today, let me quickly tell us a story. And this affects us all. Please, I would like us to listen to this. Recently, there was a case at an MFB. Our system was sending triggers, notifications that that MFB is exceeding their transaction limits set daily. What was happening was a case of their system had been compromised. The amount they set as transaction limit is already being breached. But somebody in-house did not pay attention to those notifications. So those alerts that was coming to the bank, nobody paid attention to it. And at the end of the day, about $500 million was moved from a customer's account in the IMFB. So while we're trying to help them to investigate, to trace and everything, one of the things, or some of the things we identify is that there is an internal actor in that whole scenario. What do I mean? That means we've been talking about fraud from the perspective of somebody, hackers, hacking the system. Many have forgotten that your staff can be an actor to such event. And how did that staff in this case became an actor? Probably his system was compromised because we were able to trace that somebody had access to their email server to change probably the email expected for that customer. So when customer is supposed to receive notification, it was going to a different email originally created. When customer was supposed to get SMS notification, somebody has gone behind at the bank to change phone number for that customer. And at the end of the day, they changed the customer transaction limit. In all of this, that amount was moved from a customer account. Yes, we provided the authorities necessary details to aid the investigation. But why did I share this story? Now, I want to speak about what is known as two-factor authentication. But before I do so, once again, good afternoon, everyone. I thought you guys would revert back. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olawale. I work with Interswitch as a business development manager for a unit known as Mobile Financial Service. I know many customers seated here are looking for me. They are waiting for me. One being a preeminent MFB. I'm aware. I'm definitely going to be available to speak to you after this occasion. Yes, I am that person you've been looking for. Part of the team that is in charge of building mobile banking application internally for institutions, as well also some other solution that can help you service your customer and in turn bring in revenue. So I will speak quickly on two-factor authentication. And two-factor authentication, why? If you remember the scenario I just painted, if there was a 2FA solution that has been integrated to your system, to your core banking platform, to all those internal systems that you have, even as staff, they will be expected to authenticate their logging in. So you want to log in into this bank system, you should be able to authenticate and confirm that this person is actually the person. So it's possible it's not the actual staff that did those activities, that somebody had access to the staff credentials. But in this case, everything points to that particular staff. So we've gone in as to say we need to help our customers to create a system. Please help with the slide. So yeah, I'm speaking to a 2FA solution. In this day and age, there have been cases of data breach. There have been cases of unauthorized access to platforms. Users have access to banking activities or banking credentials of your customers. So the two-factor authentication has been developed to say for some certain transaction, it can be integrated to all your solutions, whether your core banking system, so that any staff that want to log into the core banking system would have to authenticate that login. So that, let's say for instance, somebody else have access to your credentials, but the person does not have access to your what's it called, your 2FA solution. So once they try to log in, it will trigger that, no, you must put in the 2FA code so that you can have access to the system. And when they don't do that, you've already prevented an actions that was supposed to happen. Or for your customers, when they are probably doing a certain amount beyond a maybe predefined transaction limits, they should use a 2FA to confirm that transaction. So that then gives them a second level authentication medium to say, oh, I want to do 500,000. The system then prompt them to say, you cannot do this unless you use the 2FA solution. So they take that extra step to then use that. Then you as a bank can confidently say, oh, I've provided them the necessary security in place. There are several securities, but these days, we need to continuously innovate to ensure that customer trust our system, because as bankers, trust is one of the key words we provide in the industry. Forget the fact that people keep money. If they don't trust your system, they would leave you to the other system that they can confidently say, yes, provide me that solution. So this day and age where internal breach, internal actors, like I mentioned, external actors, when mobile apps are deployed to store, if you don't know this, the very first most likely customer, aside from your IT team that want to test, oh, this app is live, you would see unknown names registering on your platform. Unknown names. It's like some people just sit and their only job is to see what is the new app coming online. And what they are trying to do is to test the system to see if the necessary security check is in place. And once they see that the system is porous, they just look for a way. Some of them, they are looking for where to move their frauds to, the money they've stole somewhere. Oh, okay, is there some security check in this system? So if they know there is none, or the security check is weak, they can just quickly register an account, do one or two transactions just to test. Some will want to try amounts that ordinarily they don't have in their account. You see somebody is trying to do transaction of 200 million. You don't have more than 20,000 in the account. They just want to test the system. So we've developed a solution known as Switch Secure. What it's to do, let's see the key features of the solution. So what the solution is going to do is we can white label that solution for you. So let's say let me use Preeminent MFB for instance, because they're my new friends. Because I know before I came into Enugu, they've been looking for me and waiting for me. So let me use Preeminent MFB for instance. So we can white label a 2FA solution for you, which will be, you can call it Preeminent Secure, and you deploy it on your own Play Store, your own App Store. And once integrated to your banking system, then your staff can use it to log into the core banking system, or you log into their mobile application platform. And yes, system, your customer download the app, and whenever they want to do transaction above necessary limit or above threshold, then a code is provided, and then they can use it. This solution we are bringing, these are things we use internally that we also put check in place because we provide solution for MFBs. We also ensure that we have this solution in place. So I am available behind to answer questions related to that. But before I step out, like I was introduced, internally we build a system known as mobile banking as a service because we know for you to build mobile apps, it's cost effective, huge money involved. But MFB, we've decided to say, let's create something simpler, something smaller, that at least you can do the basic transaction. We've reduced the cost to be able to have a stand-alone application. I need to mention this. So before now, it used to be multi-tenancy, everybody come, you're on the platform. But now we've redefined the system. So you can have a standalone. Your customer goes to Play Store, to their Play Store, to their App Store, and they will see whatever the name you give the app. Sorry, I would use Preeminent again. Or let me say Uru MFB. They will go to the app. If you've called the app Preeminent Bank or app, they will go to their Play Store, App Store, and they will see Preeminent MFB app. And they can do whatever transaction that they want to do. Whether they want to open an account, they want to transfer, they want to do airtime, bill payment. All these are available on the platform. And the beautiful thing now is that from last month, we started a discounted promo where we took off 40% off the total amount and say, oh, all MFB that meet up the timeline within that, and that timeline is end of this month. I don't know if Emmanuel and the others, Lindsay, if they mentioned this, but yes, the end date for that promo is within the end of this month. Come on board. At a discounted rate, you have a mobile app that is for your institution and your institution customer. You call it whatever name you want to call it, and we deploy it to your Play Store. We are available to work with you. I am available behind after this session, within the breakout session, to answer every question that you may have, whether for the 2FA solution, whether for the mobile app. I'm available to answer that. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Olawale, for that product presentation. So again, as part of digitization and to be sure that our mother's money is safe, 2FA is very important. And then mobile banking app, just in case, is one of the things that interests you. Please feel free. I'll call on the next person. She needs no so much introduction. She's Waimi, Head of Sales and Accounts Management for our Pure Pay business. Waimi, please, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Susan.
Very short. They'll be very short and precise.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. This is my first time in Enugu. And yes, this is my first time in Enugu. And there's something I noticed. It's very clean. And the air is clean air. So shout out. Thank you. I noticed that my skin is now becoming fresh these 2 days that I've been here. Yes. So thank you. Thank you so very much. My name is Waimi Eyesa Ogu. And I'm the head of sales and accounts management for the Pure Pay business division in Interswitch. Pure Pay business is focused on payment processing and transaction switching. We have services like agency banking. We have our transfer service. We have virtual cards, prepaid, and credit cards. We have our Interswitch lending and data service. I have my colleague here who will briefly talk about that as well. But for today, I'm going to be presenting on our Card Fusion. It's our instant card issuance solution, as well as our transfer service. So I'm going to ask a quick question. I know that there are banks here represented and maybe few fintechs. So my question will be, how many of us currently issue cards? Show of hands. Banks, do you issue cards? Okay, we have a couple of people. I have a small exercise for us. If you have your ATM cards here, please can you reach out? Just try to bring it out and just look at it. I want you to look at when the expiration date is. When is it going to expire? You never know, there might be price, so there's one SUV outside there. Somebody might be going home with it. You never know. All right. Thank you so much for those who are checking their ATM cards. All right. Does anyone have any card that might be expiring the next 6 months or 1 year? For those of us that have checked. All right, sir. Sorry, your name, please. Mr. Christopher, from what bank? Monarch Microfinance Bank, and that's where? Ebonyi State. Please, a round of applause, please. Thank you so much, sir. So when Mr. Christopher decides to get a new card, do you issue cards today? No. When Mr. Christopher wants to go and get his new card, and he goes to the bank, if he goes to that bank, for instance, and says, my card has expired, I need a new card, and the bank tells him, Mr. Christopher, please, you have to come back in 3 days. Oh. We have to go and plant the card. We have to plant that card. We have to press the plastic so that everything will be ready for you in 3 days. And for instance, Mr. Christopher stays in Nsukka. Here, Nsukka is 2 hours from here. So that means Mr. Christopher will leave here, go to Nsukka, and come back again another 2 hours, 3 days after. We know what the cost of fuel is today. I don't have to say the price here. And they tell him that information. And there's another person who goes and they say, please, can you give us 10 minutes? Let's go and prep the card, and you will get your card instantly. My job here today, and the job of me and my colleagues here today, is to move us from a situation where Mr. Christopher goes to the bank and he's told to come back in 3 days, to a situation where Mr. Christopher goes to the bank and he's told to wait 10 minutes to get his card. That is why I'm here today. What does it do? What does it do for your bank? What does it do to the customers? For your bank, it helps your branding. It gives the customer a seamless customer experience. For me, if I go to a bank and I'm seated there and I'm told that I will get my card 10 minutes after, I would want to come again. I would want to tell my friends. I would feel like these banks, they know that price of fuel is up now. They don't want me to go and come. I would be loyal to the bank. And for the bank as well, it helps, for the customer as well, it helps that customer loyalty. For the bank, it helps. Because what happens today, we have identified certain challenges in terms of the process currently, where you already pre-personalize cards, and those cards are there, waiting for customers to pick up. It causes a lot of wastage. There's high cost because you have to prep those cards ahead of time. So we identified these problems and we came up with what we call Card Fusion. I'm going to move really fast. Card Fusion basically is our solution that gives you an end-to-end process from card preparation, right, to card issuance, end-to-end. Right? What happens? Please, next slide, please. Thank you. Next slide. So basically, for the Card Fusion solution, like I said, customer comes to the banking hall, they want to get a new card. You get the white plastic cards from your peso. You need to have a person who would help with those white plastic cards. And then we have a recommended printer that will suggest to you. We have all of this in a document that would pre-inform you of. It's a Javelin printer or a Zebra 350 printer that you will get. We know that some banks have branches, so you can have a centralized point where it talks to your branches. It's that smart. You have a platform where you can do all of this. User management, you can edit, you can activate customers. Like I mentioned earlier, you can have maybe the HQ where you set up all these things on your platform.
There are many valid reasons to want to give up on Nigeria.
Lack of security, inflation is at an all-time.
Full of things around Interswitch lending and data serving Enugu. I hear that.
What a competitive advantage. Can we say that together? Staying ahead of fraud is not just a necessity, but a competitive advantage. Somebody is saying he wants to start church here. All right, so this is a very important section that I want to believe that we all have been waiting for, right? For us as Interswitch, what we do to our customers is to ensure that we equip them and we give them cutting-edge solutions that will protect their customers, protect their transaction. And that's what I want to talk about in the next 10 minutes. And I'll be very fast, all right? All right, so my first 5 slides talks about the statistics of fraud in Nigeria, all right? If you look at this slide, on the left-hand side, you see fraud count in the last 5 years. And then on the right, it's the actual amount lost in the last 5 years. Look at 2023, year 2023. So it tells you that in the year 2023, we had 95,620 attempts. So there were people sitting behind, making attempts to want to defraud customers, to want to defraud people, whether internally in the place where they work or externally. And then you look at the other slide, the other part of this slide, 2023 tells us the actual amount that was lost to fraud, 17.67 billion naira. 2023, just last year, was lost to fraud. All right? So this slide tells us the different channels. So you might be wondering, this so big amount that we're hearing, on what channel, what platform did they carry out this activity? If you look at the first slide, 2023, all right, 2022, then you will see that mobile channel carries the highest number of platform that was used to perpetrate fraud. And then you have web, and then POS, and then internet banking, e-commerce, and ATM. Today, these fraudsters, they don't want to go to the ATM because they know when they go to the ATM, the camera is there. So they want to sit in the comfort of their homes. They want to sit in remote locations and be doing what they are good at, And then you look at the other slide, you will see the actual amount as well. And then the highest happens to be mobile, and then web, and then POS, and then internet banking, and then ATM and e-commerce. And then the question you're asking yourself is, do we actually have a solution? A solution that can track these different channels and secure my transactions, as well as securing my customers. We heard what the state government representative in the earlier section said, that there were some banks that their licenses were revoked because of what? Because of fraud. Fraud happened, and so their licenses were revoked. And it's very unfortunate that so many people, so many organizations, they wait until they are hit before they start protecting themselves, before they start taking steps to securing their transaction. But you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait until the fraudster comes at you. You want to protect yourself. You want to shield yourself. You want to shield your, whether internal. We know of one big bank, I won't mention name. 40 billion naira was lost. And that was an inside out fraud. So you don't want to wait until it comes on you, because if it does, if you wait, it means that you are at the verge of going out of business. So many organizations today that have been hit with fraud, at the end of the day, they just fizzle out. One, they lose their customers because their customers will no longer trust them. My transactions are not safe with you, so let me go look for someone else. And so it's just a matter of time, they fizzle out of business. All right? Attempted fraud amount versus actual fraud amount. In 2023, 19.7 billion was lost. All right? So it says with fraud value increasing by 62%. So in 2024 first quarter, what happened? First quarter, there was a loss of 35 billion Q1 of this year, 35 billion naira. And then second quarter was what? 56 billion naira was lost. And yet, organizations don't take preventive steps. They are always reacting to when this thing happens. So, I'm saying this because as Interswitch, we are very, very concerned about your business. We want you to grow. We want you to excel. Somebody is saying, maybe he's talking like this because of the money they want to get. By the time I finish this presentation, then you will understand that it is not about what we want to get from you. It is because we want you to grow. Today, anti-fraud solutions, if you go check on the internet, anti-fraud solution, the cost of anti-fraud solution today is enormous. It's so high. The question is, how many MFBs we have today can afford it? So the cost ranges from $30,000 above to $500,000. How many MFBs can afford it? But then you will understand that in this event, and specifically to Enugu, because by the time we start discussing the commercial, we won't want to go online. All right? So it's going to be a closed door discussion. We want to give you this solution almost for free. You will see my slide. Let me just proceed. So Interswitch Security as a Service, so this is the anti-fraud solution we are talking about. A lot of capabilities that the solution has. A lot. It can protect you on every channel, whether POS, whether web, whether mobile, every channel. All right? It's rule-based. It has the artificial intelligence capability, machine learning language. It has the anti-money laundering module that enables you to integrate to the source. You want to monitor certain individuals' transaction. The solution has the capability to do that. And then it has a flexible and a comprehensive report. So some, organizations would want to take certain business decision by looking at the report, looking at data generated from this platform. And so this platform gives you the room to be able to make such decision. All right? Okay, so the question is, why Interswitch Security as a Service? I've talked about this, a leading cutting-edge fraud detection and risk management. If you observe, I'm emotional about this because what we do, I've said that before, in Interswitch, we enable our customers. We enable our customers with latest technology, cutting-edge solution, so you can stay ahead of fraud. And like we all said at the beginning, staying ahead of fraud is what? Is not just a necessity, it is what? It is a competitive advantage. Those other banks that lost their licenses were revoked, they are out of business. All right? So part of the features the solution has, comprehensive fraud detection. So it detects fraud on a real-time basis. On a real-time, as the act is being you're detecting it on a real-time basis. And it helps to prevent fraud. I talked about the AI capabilities, internal fraud detection. So it's not just peculiar to your external end users, to your customers, even amongst your employees. All right? The solution has the capability to prevent internal fraud. Global compliance and flexibility. I talked about the reporting, and then customizable rule engine. So a lot of this. All right? I'm going to come back to this solution. And that is where we'll be talking about the promo we have for the Enugu partners, the Enugu MFBs. All right? It's a big one. All right, so I'm going to move to another security solution we have in Interswitch, and that is How do I move this to my previous slide? Sorry. Huh? Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So payment control is another solution. I'm going to be fast with this. All right. So while we are giving you ISAs, okay, you're protecting, and your fraud risks admin is looking at the view, ensuring that the transactions that are being flagged, all right, are taken care of. We have come up with another solution for your customers to be empowered. Your customers to be empowered. And many of us, or some of us, have become a victim of fraudulent attack. Sometimes you just get unsolicited SMS alert that there's a debit that has just occurred in your account. So the question is, if you are the one, and then you suddenly get a debit alert that you didn't transact, maybe in the middle of the night, what will you do? What would you do? You want to call the customer care? You want to call the help desk? So they will just play music for you. And then the music will just go on like that. But then we have delivered a solution that your customers don't need to call you. Your customers will be empowered, all right, to address this kind of fraud. I'm going to give you an instance. I get an alert of a transaction I didn't do. In such a situation, what do I do? What I can do with this solution is that I'll go to my mobile app and block further transactions from happening. I don't have to call the bank. I don't have to, hurriedly go to the branch the next day. I'm looking for who will help me, and then you are explaining to them, I didn't do this transaction, but look at the debit that came. No. Your customers are empowered to block those transactions. What some people do is, before they go to bed, they just block every channel on your mobile app. No transaction will happen on my card. Whether you go to the ATM, you do it on e-commerce site, or you do it on the POS, no transaction. And once that is done, transactions cannot. Whether they take hold of your card, they go to the ATM, it will not dispense anything. That's what the solution does. So you can use this, you can turn off ATM withdrawal, POS, web with this solution. Some customers give it to some of our customers give it to their own end users as an additional service that they're being paid for. And so you can as well use that. So it's a service that your customers would appreciate. Quickly, Cypher Trust data security. In last year, 14th July, the President of Nigeria signed the Data Protection Act, the Data Protection Bill, into law. And what does that bill state? You are in possession of customers' data, all right? They need to be protected. And so the law talks about how organization accesses customers' data, stores, and process. I won't mention them again. Your customers' data against external breaches. Somebody remotes into your network, and then he's copying, he's trying to transfer. Even if he does, with this solution, those data becomes unusable because those data will be encrypted. All right? And because those data are encrypted, it will not be useful to them. The Cypher Trust data security solution, all right, it protects database, whether structured data or unstructured. So when I say structured data, I mean your databases. So whatever database you're using, whether you're using Oracle or whatever, it protects it. It can encrypt it, whether full encryption or contain your unstructured database, flat files, folders, and the rest. The good thing about the solution is you don't know where your solution resides. You don't know where your data resides within your environment. This solution can help discover those data and help classify them, and then protect those data against ransomware attack, against any external breaches, whether database, file, application, and then whether your solutions are running in the cloud. In the cloud, you have so many of your solutions running in different clouds, Azure, Google, Microsoft, and the rest. You are able to manage access to those environments using this solution. In some organizations, what they have is this man has access to this cloud, this one has access to this cloud. But with this solution, you can moderate and control the different access to the different environments. So I'll just be rounding off quickly. All right, so that's the data security solution. Does three major things: discover your data, protects them, and then gives you control, irrespective of the location it is. Okay, so I'll just end with this slide.
Pretty lady, one thing you're taking out of this event today.
That technology is the way.
Technology is the way, right? One more thing you're taking out of this event.
Digitization is essential for business growth.
Bam, she have said it. This is the digital mindset. Digitization is essential for what? Business growth. And again, would appreciate if you can help us scan the QR code at the back and give your event. What do you think about the event? What are the things you think we can do better in Tech Points in 5.0 so that we can inculcate it next time?
Yeah, Interswitch is turning into a one-stop stop.
Ha, Oga. Oh my God, please somebody help me. We are a one-stop shop. Please clap for him now. Clap for him. Very important. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Oga. I need one more person. I'm going to go around per deck, so one more person. Madam has talked today. My Oga in wine. What's that one thing you're taking out of this event today? Thank you.
Training of MFB staff is of paramount to leverage on the technology being sold out by Interswitch.
Oh God, thank you so much. Training is very, very important. I'm happy we have a lot of CEOs here. So this is me they whispered to me, dear CEOs, if they come and say they want to train, they want to be trained, dear CEOs, please approve. It's for your good. Because if you don't train them, that GL will never reconcile. Oh. So please, train them. Am I speaking the mind of some people here today? Thank you. I'm already telling your guys already. Kindly please what? Train them. One more person on these decks, It's about to stop. Thank you.
Having a digital mindset.
Okay, digital mindset. In fact, Brother Emmanuel helped us put that very well. He's saying having a digital mindset. I'm very happy that we listen, and it's been a very insightful conversation. So we'll go to the crux of the conversation, of the matter. While we are here, as I was saying, I said, we are here because you are, right? And the more you innovate, the more you digitize your business, the more we stay in business, right? But having looked at that, we've had partners that have worked with us over the years. They've trusted us as their partner. They've trusted Interswitch to help digitize their process. So today, what we want to do right now is just to be able to say thank you to them, acknowledging them for going with us on this journey on digitization, and to just appreciate them for being our very, very wonderful and incredible partners. So I'll call on Ogechi Okwechime, who is the divisional head for growth marketing, and Suliat, who is the principal partner for Interswitch, to come and help us with the award ceremony. Thank you. Presentation. Media, please help us with the microphone, please. Okay, so this is working. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Good afternoon once again, everyone. My name is Suliat Aliyu, Principal Partner Manager at Interswitch. And I'll be introducing the next segment, which is one of the most exciting segments of today's event. And I'm sure that it is what most of us have been looking forward to, have also personally been looking forward to it as well. So we're going to be celebrating the outstanding contributions of some of our exceptional customers and partners in the Southeast region. And these are the people that have worked together with us throughout the years, showing their unparalleled dedication and as well as loyalty. And, you know, even at different points in time, they've come forward with their own innovation as well. So today, we are going to be celebrating their excellence and as well as their contribution to the business. So before we get right into it, I'm just going to take a brief moment to introduce our partnership program at Interswitch. For those of us that don't know, we have a robust partnership program in case you want to become a partner. And it is absolutely free to join. We have different partnership categories that would suit different business needs because we know that all businesses are not one size fits all. So in case you want to be maybe a reseller for our solutions, or you want to integrate directly to our product to be an aggregator for your business, or maybe you even want to be a technical partner, or you're looking to branch into new sector, or go into new regions or new markets together, Interswitch is always open to engaging on these partnership opportunities, whatever the category. And I'm sure you're probably wondering, you know, as a partner, why should I be an Interswitch partner? What is a need for me? What is the value of an Interswitch partnership? And I'm going to tell you that what we offer is beyond just a relationship. I'm sure you've seen all the solutions that my colleagues have presented, right? From the fraud solution to the banking solution, you're going to have access to all these cutting-edge technology as an Interswitch partner, whether you want to connect or you want to resell. And the good thing is our solutions not only target the financial sector, we have solutions for different real sectors of the economy, from education to oil and gas to transportation, name it. Interswitch is there with all this bouquet of solutions, and we are open to partnership in all these areas as well. Another key benefit we offer our partners is that we do co-marketing together with you. So we don't just bring you in and leave you to build your brand on your own. No, we're going to be actively pursuing the market and building and growing your brand together. Also, what we do is enrichment for our partners. We're going to enable your business with the resources you need to nurture your business, and also with trainings and tools and everything that you need to be able to get those deals in. Of course, there's the money part as well, which I'm sure a lot of you are interested in. Incentives. We incentivize the partners that work with us. So in case you're wondering how you can join us, do feel free to reach out to either me or my colleague at the back there. We are hoping to having this engagement. You can even discuss, start discussing from today on how you can become a partner for Interswitch. So now, without further ado, let's move on to the award segment. So we're going to be celebrating our champions, the people that have worked together with us. We have 3 major award categories that we're going to be announcing for different sectors. So the first category of awards in recognition of outstanding performance for the Southeast region is the top performing microfinance banks for the Southeast region. So I'll allow Oge to announce our winners. And please let me mention, as we are calling up the winners, kindly help us honor them with a resounding and well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. Oge.
Thank you, Celia. And this is in no particular order. We appreciate everyone. First on the list is Fincan Microfinance Bank. Sorry?
Finca.
DJ. Thank you very much. Okay, second on the list is Osondu Microfinance Bank. Oh, sorry, Uzondu. Sorry, apologies, please. Uzondu. Please, can we have the DJ play something nice for them?
DJ, can you play something for the winners?
Yes. No, this one is.
Thank you very much.
Okay, stand up. Next is Monarch Microfinance Bank. Oh, sorry.
Monarch Microfinance. Thank you so much.
So next we have, I'm going to be slow, Umuchin Nemerewe Pro Credit Microfinance Bank.
Please let's give a round of applause for our winners. Thank you. Congratulations.
Next we have Kingdom College Microfinance Bank.
Please let's give a round of applause for Kingdom College. Congratulations.
While we're taking the picture, we want to recognize the presence of Mr. Emmanuel Nnamani. He's the Executive Chairman, Enugu State Internal Revenue Service. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right, so we would be moving to the second category of today's awards, and that is the Innovation Technology Partners Recognition. So Oge is going to announce our winners for this category.
Okay, so this is also in no particular order. We have Oasis Management Company Limited. Oasis. Oasis, sorry. Sorry. Okay, next we have Spectech Africa Solution and ICT Limited.
A round of applause for Spectech. All right. So moving on to the third category of the award, we have the Top Performing Government Institution Awards. Okay, over to you for the winners.
Also in no particular order, we have Enugu State's government.
That's for Enugu State Government, our host, and coming to receive the award is the Honorable Chairman, Board of Internal Revenue, Enugu State. Please, let's put our hands together And his name is Emmanuel as well. You can see that. Put your hands together for the chairman. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Anambra State Government. Does anybody from Anambra
A
here?
round of applause for Anambra State, please.
And the last but not the least, please let's give it to Abia State Government.
All right, this is Abia State's accounts manager. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our winners. Please let's give every one of them a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Please, can I have the slide for the fraud promo, fraud solution, security solution? Dayo, can I have the slide on? Like I said, whenever we have this event, we try to see how we can affect our people. Nobody is beating me. No, there's nothing like aye. There's nothing like that. I cannot cry aye. I cannot. It's time for people to enjoy what I have. All right. So, because last year I remember vividly that there were a lot of calls for fraud solution to help microfinance banks and other institutions to protect their customers because the concern is on the rise. So what we have done, I constantly engage my people to see how we can make these solutions affordable to us. So for our solution, we have, do I have it on the slide? We have decided to bring it down. All right, so between now and the end of November, we're going to be offering it at 40% discount of what the current price is today. All right, that will make you save up to 1.5 million from the product. And we are giving you that solution. It will last you for 3 years before we talk about renewal. So we want you to take that opportunity. Samuel is here. Samuel, please come. Collins, come. And Chikodi. Samuel is the Interswitch manager in Anambra. So if your microfinance bank is located anywhere around Anambra State, this young, handsome gentleman will attend to you, take your information, and then we keep contact if you need the solution. Collins is the Buruburu of Enugu State. All right? So if you're an Ebonyi State, if you have your institution located around these places, please, Collins will be able to reach out to you. And then we have the Adamma of Abia State. So if your institution is located between Abia and Imo State, her name is Chiko the Honora. She will be able to give you access to that, to the solution that we have. So you can talk to them quickly. Even if you're not ready right now, like I said earlier, what we will do is to sit down and talk on how we can make this available to you. I won't let it pass by. So let's get it, because we brought all these big men from Lagos to come and give us solution, and we must get it. All right? Then the same thing is happening on our mobile app platform. 2 years ago, in this same innovation platform, we suggested that the price that Interswitch was offering
mobile app application was way high for microfinance banks. I don't know how many of us who remember. It was as high as 16 million. So we came out with an innovative solution we called My Bank, which cost microfinance banks only 1 million naira to be aggregated in one bucket to manage that application. A lot of banks came in from the southeast and south, but as the year go by, people are now clamoring for their own standalone mobile application. So we went back to the kitchen and started cooking again. Now, the price of these things are so high, but because we are doing this and we want all our institutions in the south to have this solution, so we have decided to also give you a standalone mobile app, not at 16 million, but in the neighborhood of 3 million and 3.5 million. You will have your own standalone. And that means over 70% drop from the price. Now, what you're going to do is also to subscribe if you're not on that platform. My bank solution is still on, the one you can get for 1 million. But if you want to have a standalone where people can go to the Apple Store or Google Play Store and download your bank with the ability of people opening account online, checking their statements, doing transfer, paying bills just for your bank alone, that's available today at 3.5 million. But for this event, we will give you 40% discount if you register to have that. Then if you're already on My Bank app, which you paid 1 million, you can only pay 1.5 million to be upgraded. So we'll move you from the My Bank app to give you a standalone app. This is a lot good offer that you can take from this event. And we're bringing it to you because we want everybody to have access to digitization. So please, as we continue to interact, let's meet everybody in my team members who are here. They will help you get your contact and begin the interaction, and you get these solutions. Thank you very much. I don't know if I have a question. If I did well, you would have clapped for me. All this slashing, all this thing, you're just looking at me like that. Is it fair? According to one man, he said, is it fair? All right, thank you so much.
Just stay there.
I'll stay here. All right.
You are not going yet. Yes, feedback with you. So please, in the spirit of digitization, right, please kindly help us scan the QR code at the back of this program sheet and give us your feedback, right? What we typically do is we take this feedback, go back, so that when we come back next time, we'll make it a whole lot better. You agree with me that what we did last year, what we're doing is a bit different. We're bringing in government, we're bringing in people to talk to you, so that I can see policies also from a government perspective. They're all, what we got from your feedback. So please, I can see so many people are not scanning. Please don't miss scan. If not for anything, just type and say, I like that girl on green. It's okay.
So
if it's only that one, just type it.
To start the digitization transformation mindset. So go to Google Play Store, download QR code scanner. Okay, download it now. Just start.
Okay, start. For those
who don't have it, download it. All right. Once you download it and install it, then allow it, give it access to your camera and all that permission. Then put it on that paper. This is Odeshi.
And it's part of the digitization though, so that tomorrow when you are doing your event, you just tell them, we don't do paper again. When I was in Interswitch, they told me I can do QR code scanner. So please and please, I'll give you 2 more minutes. I can see a lot of people already scanning. If I'm not scanning, you are wrong, as we always say. So please help scan and give us your feedback. We really, really appreciate. So while you're doing that, Emmanuel, please help us with the closing remarks.
All right, so there you can also drop the kind of product you want Interswitch to develop. All right, there's something in your mind. So right there, you can drop it. As you're dropping it, we are getting it in our engineering room. They are seeing it. They are taking note of it. So we'll come back to you with that solution. If there's something you need us to add to this event, that's where you drop it. So say your mind. Talk your own. All right, digitally, talk your own. So you may have wanted to have the microphone to say something, but opportunity may not have been given to you. Now you have opportunity. Nobody will stop you in the cloud. Everybody have space in the cloud. So with that, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that came here today. I'm sure people traveled all the way from all the parts of Southeast to be here today. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you, and we want to say a very big thank you for being loyal to the brand Interswitch and desiring to be partners with Interswitch and wanting to buy our products and services and being able to allow yourself to go digital in your businesses and your products and services. We want to say a big thank you, and we want to say that we will call you again sometime in the future for such a gathering Because this gathering gives us opportunity to hear from you and then go back to innovate and bring something to you that will help you grow your business to be profitable. We want to also appreciate the Enugu State Government for hosting us, and also represented here by the Chairman of Board of Internal Revenue. We thank you. We thank you for all the representatives from all the banks and all the organizations that are here today. I don't have a list of you, but I want to say we are grateful, and we want to say as you go back to your various destinations, Almighty God will grant you journey mercies.
Amen.
And most especially, we pray that your businesses grow and prosper and scale in these trying times of Nigerian economy.
Amen.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you once again for coming to TechConnect 4.0. We hope to see you in 5.0. Say amen. We hope to see you in 6.0, 7.0, 8.0, as the Lord allows. Thank you so much. I think it's time for us to eat. We've stayed so long. We have per table, the ushers will help direct where you can get your food. And as you get your food, again, my goal, networking. There's that guy beside you you've not spoken to. Lots of CEOs are here. Start having these conversations, network with them, gist with them, as you may just be solving the next big problem together. Thank you so much as you go have your lunch.
Thank you very much. So we will be starting from the first table here. Please, you can go have your lunch. So just sit tight. We have enough. It will go around. And when you come back to your table, you sit there. Your gift will also be brought to you on your table. So we want you to be as comfortable as possible as you eat and network. So the DJ can be feeding us with some soft, beautiful tones as we go. Yeah, keep going, keep going. From that table, please, let's make it very fast.
Reward your customers seriously with Interswitch's digital promotion system. A fully digitized and automated enterprise consumer promotions and rewards platform that revolutionizes the reward experience across value chains. With DPS, you can initiate, manage, and track multiple rewards options and winning rules with high direct-to-consumer engagements. It offers various campaign types, including code, transaction, bulk disbursement, and electronic raffle draw, with support for production authentication. Choose from a range of digital reward options such as data, transfers, vouchers, checkout codes, and many more. And you get to enjoy real-time campaign monitoring and detailed reporting. Are you ready to revolutionize your rewards program? Contact us today to get started with digital promotion system from Interswitch. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today. Are you ready to power the future of payments for your financial institution? Interswitch Payment as a Service is here to help you do just that. Interswitch Payment as a Service is a flexible and scalable platform that integrates new systems, transaction types, and networks rapidly. It combines ACI's UPF system and ASPFEP portal, allowing swift integration for all types of financial institutions. Interswitch Payment as a Service supports immediate payments, open APIs, and Postillion SDKs. It offers visibility into transaction metrics and enables predictive analysis for accurate planning. It also eliminates the need for custom interfaces and implementation fees. Position your institution for the future of payment technology. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today.
Our story blooms over 2 decades ago, in a humble university dorm room, where the weight of the dark put a strain on our hands, a stain on the sheet where we mapped out our plans. But innovation lit our eyes with a fire, to blaze the trail, to change Africa, one solution, one transaction at a time. Our ears listened to the chimes, the buzzing tune of bright ideas. We stretched out our hands, and remember what we did? We flipped the switch. We flipped the switch. It was no ordinary motion. It was to herald a new notion. It is the champion's charge, your invitation to stand on our shoulders. It is your time for elevation. So go ahead, flip that switch, build that business, scale that hitch. Africa's future is waiting on us, and what looks like the sky is only the dew. We are on the brink of something new, because at Interswitch, we never stop. So you don't stop.
2 decades ago, we flipped
The switch flooded the dark continent with light, created an industry, opened the doors that ushered in the future. Africa is emerging. Visionaries are evolving. But it wasn't always this way. Before the beginning, cash ruled the streets and crime was its aid. Africa was groping, coping with the darkness, until we founded The Switch and turned on the future. 20 years after, the dark continent is now bursting with innovation, and we're just getting started. Until Africa is borderless, limitless, we are never stopping. Welcome to the Odyssey, the first experience. The future begins today.
To flip the switch with a solution that could turn things around.
20 years after, Nigeria's digital economy still rides on that bold step.
What if the state of the nation is not a reason to run away, but a call to look within?
What if that idea you've been toying with is just the solution to the new era?
What if the Nigeria of your dreams is locked in your heart and is waiting for...
Reward your customers seamlessly with Interswitch's digital promotion system. A fully digitized and automated enterprise consumer promotions and rewards platform that revolutionizes the reward experience across value chains. With DPS, you can initiate, manage, and track multiple rewards options and winning rules with high direct-to-consumer engagements. It offers various campaign types, including code, transaction, bulk disbursement, and electronic raffle draw, with support for production authentication. Choose from a range of digital reward options such as data, transfers, vouchers, checkout codes, and many more. And you get to enjoy real-time campaign monitoring and detailed reporting. Are you ready to revolutionize your rewards program? Contact us today to get started with digital promotion system from Interswitch. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today. Are you ready to power the future of payments for your financial institution? Interswitch Payment as a Service is here to help you do just that. Interswitch Payment as a Service is a flexible and scalable platform that integrates new systems, transaction types, and networks rapidly. It combines ACI's UPF system and ASPFEP portal, allowing swift integration for all types of financial institutions. Interswitch Payment as a Service supports immediate payments, open APIs, and Postillion SDKs. It offers visibility into transaction metrics and enables predictive analysis for accurate planning. It also eliminates the need for custom interfaces and implementation fees. Position your institution for the future of payment technology. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today.
Our story blooms over 2 decades ago, in a humble university dorm room, where the weight of the dark put a strain on our hands, a stain on the sheet where we mapped out our plans. But innovation lit our eyes with a fire, to blaze the trail, to change Africa, one solution, one transaction at a time. Our ears listened to the chime, the buzzing tune of bright ideas. We stretched out our hands, and remember what we did? We flipped the switch. We flipped the switch, it was no ordinary motion. It was to herald a new notion. It is a champion's charge, your invitation to stand on our shoulders. It is your time for elevation. So go ahead, flip that switch, build that business, scale that hitch. Africa's future is waiting on us, and what looks like the sky is only the dew. We are on the brink of something new, because at Interswitch, we never stop. So you don't stop.
Are you ready to power the future of payments for your financial institution? Interswitch Payment as a Service is here to help you do just that. Interswitch Payment as a Service is a flexible and scalable platform that integrates new systems, transaction types and networks rapidly. It combines ACI's UPF system and ASPFEP portal, allowing swift integration for all types of financial institutions. Interswitch Payment as a Service supports immediate payments, open APIs, and Postilion SDKs. It offers visibility into transaction metrics and enables predictive analysis for accurate planning. It also eliminates the need for custom interfaces and implementation fees. Position your institution for the future of payment technology. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today. Reward your customers seamlessly with Interswitch's digital promotion system, a fully digitized and automated enterprise consumer promotions and rewards platform that revolutionizes the reward experience across value chains. With DPS, you can initiate, manage, and track multiple rewards options and winning rules with high direct-to-consumer engagements. It offers various campaign types, including code, transaction, bulk disbursement, and electronic raffle draw, with support for production authentication. Choose from a range of digital reward options such as data, transfers, vouchers, checkout codes, and many more. And you get to enjoy real-time campaign monitoring and detailed reporting. Are you ready to revolutionize your rewards program? Contact us today to get started with digital promotion system from Interswitch. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today. Are you ready to power the future of payments for your financial institution? Interswitch Payment as a Service is here to help you do just that. Interswitch Payment as a Service is a flexible and scalable platform that integrates new systems, transaction types, and networks rapidly. It combines ACI's UPF system and ASPFEP portal, allowing swift integration for all types of financial institutions. Interswitch Payment as a Service supports immediate payments, open APIs, and Postilion SDKs. It offers visibility into transaction metrics and enables predictive analysis for accurate planning. It also eliminates the need for custom interfaces and implementation fees. Position your institution for the future of payment technology. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today. Reward your customers seamlessly with Interswitch's digital promotion system, a fully digitized and automated enterprise consumer promotions and rewards platform that revolutionizes the reward experience across value chains. With DPS, you can initiate, manage, and track multiple rewards options and winning rules with high direct-to-consumer engagements. It offers various campaign types, including code, transaction, bulk disbursement, and electronic raffle draw, with support for production authentication. Choose from a range of digital reward options such as data, transfers, vouchers, checkout codes, and many more. And you get to enjoy real-time campaign monitoring and detailed reporting. Are you ready to revolutionize your rewards program? Contact us today to get started with digital promotion system from Interswitch. Email askinterswitchgroup.com to request a demo today. Are you ready to power the future of payments for your financial institution?